Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later.
Yes. Good day to you, wherever you're watching from. I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you, lovers of truth, lovers of freedom, those who have decided to stick to the gospel of truth and have decided to make themselves instruments of peace via truth. I want to thank you all. Today is Thursday, the 16th day of March 2023. And we have been discussing recently on the nature and criticalness of where we have found ourselves. And I know that the reason why you and I are here is because we want to be free, and to be free indeed, and to make sure that we do the right thing to be free. The reason why God has decided to give us Biafra and has called us into the mandate of getting ourselves free is because God wants us to serve him. Whenever you find God telling the people to be free or mandating that people should be free, is because he wants his glory to be ascribed to him. And the only way we can ascribe his glory to him is to stand on the truth of what he has called us to do. And that is why, as you have always known, this platform is a hollow platform, and anything that is lies that comes on this platform will be destroyed. And we know that lots of Biafrans have been reacting. Today, we're going to be going deeper into some of the facts I raised 2 days ago, and also exposing lots of other things. The points I made, of course, are very critical, and I'm going to be speaking typically to wise people today, people who have conscience, people who have not yet soiled their conscience, people who are desirous to get the truth and understand what is happening around them. Those are the people I'm going to be speaking today to. And those who don't have the conscience, those who are weak-minded, who are feeble, who are corrupt, those who are compromised, I'm going to also be speaking to you today. So whatever camp you belong, you are welcome to this platform today. Those of you who are specialized in embracing evil, especially or you are specialized in changing your principles based on who is involved, then you are here too. You're welcome too. You are free to send your messages. You're free to do anything you want to do. You're free to join in. But today I'm going to be making this exposition very critically without looking at anybody or thinking of anybody or anything that has to do with any human sentiment. But I'm going to be speaking the truth and concentrating on the truth. I want to assure you that Biafra is here, and Biafra is going to come in a way that you least expected. But nobody who stands on lies will be part of bringing Biafra. That is, there's no two ways about it. Anybody who stands on lies cannot be part of bringing Biafra, because God himself is the one controlling the movement, and God himself is the one who is propelling the cause of freedom and the cause of Biafra. And that is why there's nothing any man or woman can do to stop Biafra from coming. Now, when God gives us assignments, he expects us to carry them out very discreetly and very, very carefully. And one thing that God does is this: he expects you to be in line with his purpose at all times. Anybody who thinks that without them, Biafra will not come, have already deviated and have gone thinks that without them, Biafra is going to crumble. Those people don't know what they are thinking yet. They don't know what they're doing. But I want to welcome you anyways. Let me go straight to the broadcast today, because I'm going to take time to analyze so many things. Now, before we go on, I want you to understand that what we have come to do here is not to target individuals. I'm not interested in leadership. I'm not interested in, anything that has to do with financial gratification. I know that you have heard lots of stories flying, blackmails and all of that. We're going to be addressing all of that today. I am not here to do anything to get any kind of to be gratified, or to get anything as compensation or something. Not even compensation, of course, of being paid or being given any remuneration. No, I'm here to tell you the truth and to make you understand some basic things about what is going on. Now, I started the other time by talking about leadership, and I want you to understand that before you can actually be free, you must understand where you are coming from. We are coming from a place called Nigeria, and we want to be free. Why do we want to be free? Because Nigeria is corrupt, because Nigeria does not represent our interest, and because in Nigeria we are destroyed. So which means that to be free, we want to be free from corruption, we want to be free from destruction, we want to be free from self destruction also. And all of these things, of course, anything that makes you want to leave a particular relationship to another is something that actually must be different from what you're experiencing in the other relationship. So which means that the reason why we are leaving Nigeria is because we don't want anything that has to do with Nigeria to be part of us again. And that means that when we are getting to Biafra, we are getting into a land, thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Thank you for the message. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And that means if we're living in Nigeria, we want to get into our freedom. Now, there's something Nelson Mandela said. He said something. He said that anyone who changes his principles based on whom he's dealing, he's not worthy to be a leader. But I want to tell you also, as a Biafran, some of you don't understand that everybody is a leader. Whenever you change your principles because of whom you are dealing with, oh, this person, no, this person, as long as it's this person, no, nobody should say anything wrong. Nothing should be said wrong. Nothing should be seen. Nothing should be, nothing should be done about it. Even if the person is going wrong, let everything be like that. Nobody should talk about it. Then you don't have principles and you cannot succeed in life. You would always engage in corruption and corruption and corruption. And the reason why most of us came in is not because we want to be corrupt. It's because we want to eradicate corruption. And that's what we have come to do today. And that is on this premise this broadcast begins. Now, as I said, this broadcast is not for targeting an individual. But of course, you have to talk about individuals when you want to talk about issues. So when we talk about the issues that involves individuals and we mention the names of individuals, it doesn't actually mean that it has to do with the individuals, even if the individuals are involved in the issues. So there's no way you can separate it. That's how critical it is. As much as you don't want to talk about individuals or make it look personal, at the same time, you have to still relate individuals into issues, because it is only by individuals that you can bring out and probe issues and bring out issues and, of course, make evidence of issues. And that is what we have come to do today. Now, of course, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, we all know what had been happening, how the DOS started their, dilly-dallying and all of that, all their shenanigans. We all understand what was happening. And of course, we saw Simon Ekpa was coming out then and trying to, be steadfast and, of course, doing what he has to do. And of course, that is when along the line, he mentioned something now about autopilot. And then we now linked it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course. And we all came into this thing. We said, no, let's help him. And we were pushing. And along the line, when DOS began to blackmail Simon, he actually started constituting meetings, holding meetings, calling for meetings, holding meetings with people, and of course, trying to clear himself and to make sure that he does something. And he comes to the public like this to tell everybody, to tell DOS to leave him alone, that they should do their own thing and he wants to be on his own. Even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave instruction that he should stay on Radio Biafra, that means fill his space until he's out, and the DOS were fighting him and everything was going on. We all saw that. And so because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we decided to support Simon Ekpa, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one who ordained him for that position, to say, go on Radio Biafra until I return. And so we decided to go, to all out, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know that he stands for truth. We know he stands for justice. We know who he is. We know what he represents. And so by what he represents, we are able to, of course, do what we have to do in the line to make sure that that transparency and that truth that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for is sustained. And at that point in time, we saw Simon Ekpa as one who is looking very different from every other person in the DOS, because we began to see lots of questionable actions and all of that. And of course, which we now said, yes, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has ordained this person, then it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows what he's doing. And of course, he knows what he's doing. And of course, but let me tell you how he knows what he's doing. He said, now I am seeing you, Simon. And next time I'm going to play this particular audio where he said we should listen to him, that he's bringing a new dimension. And this is on that premise that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we should listen to him, because he said he's bringing a new dimension, and he has seen the ruggedness and the desire for this freedom thing in him. And since he's not part of the DOS and he's neutral, he was playing his role very effectively. And so Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we should listen to him. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said something critical, which everybody must understand. That is why we believe that changing your principles because of who is involved becomes not transparent, means that you are not clean, means you are not transparent, means you are not white, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said to Simon, in spite of the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have come to love him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said to him that if you allow the devil enter you, we shall give you the IPOB treatment. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recommended Simon, but yet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you allow the devil enter you, we shall give you the IPOB treatment. Now remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for justice, he stands for equity, he stands for transparency, he stands for truth. We don't have business with people's private lives. No, that's not it. But of course, when your private life becomes questionable, then we now begin to try to get to the depth of it, so that we can, because we want somebody who, at least to an extent, we are not all perfect, but at least you must at least to a level be trustworthy to be given a position. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trusted him based on that as at that time, he was not yet corrupted by the devil. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave him the responsibility. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put us on alert and told us that if you allow the devil enter you, we shall give you the autopilot, the IPOB treatment. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also said that if he himself goes against the dictates of truth, the man close to him should shoot him down. Any day he goes contrary to anything that is contrary to what we're doing, that is, against what we're doing, goes contrary to what we're doing, the person close to him should shoot him down. If nobody does it, then we're all cowards. That means all these years of his teaching, we never learned anything. At that point in time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling us to separate emotion from reality, separate emotion from leadership, separate emotion from transparency, separate emotion from whom we hold accountable. That means as much as we get emotionally attached to the people that are running the affairs, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was ordained to do that, at the same time also, we must understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also telling us that even if you are emotionally attached to me based on the fact that you have come to love me by what you have seen, then the next thing you are going to do is this. As soon as I break the rules, disconnect from me and shoot me. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. As critical as that tells you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't want to compromise truth with anything. And so we started helping Simon. Of course, he was holding meetings. He never consulted Chike Doziem to convey meetings, to hold meetings, to have panels. He was holding panels. He never consulted anybody. Nobody asked him the question, who gave you right to hold meetings? Who gave you right? Everybody's a Biafran. And under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we're all Biafrans. And so he had the right to have meetings, consult people, talk about the issues, and try to get this and that. And we also were pushing him in the media, on the media platform, talking about him, promoting him, pushing him. Along the line, we the one I think is the Umuada also that first called him the chairperson the spokesperson of Biafra. So that was a kind of title we gave to him so that we can dissuade or get the DOS people thinking that they are the ones. When we were trying to tell that's Imam Powerful that he's not the one to speak for us again, we decided to say that he now is going to be the spokesperson. That means he's going to speak for us, which means that as much as he is going to speak, through Radio Biafra, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has ordained, and which, of course, he was not allowed to do, he actually now have to do that on his own platform. We were also saying, okay, for now, you will be speaking for us. That is why we called you a spokesperson, which means you must get information from us, discuss with us, we rub minds together, which, of course, we are. We are Republicans. That's what we are. Biafrans, when they say that Igbos don't have king, that's what it means. We sit down to deliberate and we discuss. And that's our nature. So telling people, asking people why are you holding meetings doesn't make sense in the first place. But I'm going to go in better and deeper into that fact anyways. And so he was, in the end, we all succeeded in getting him to enthrone him. In the end, we all conducted a vote and we voted out the DOS. We said they were not. Of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted the DOS, but the people came all out and said, no, the DOS members are not qualified to occupy that position. So we are voting them out. Why did we say so? Because we saw lots of evil, and Simon was making broadcasts and all of that, trying to open up the fact that these people are evil and showing us what the corruption is. Now, as at that time, he could see himself as opportune to do that, or see himself in a position to expose the evils, which means that whenever anyone sees evil, they have the right to also expose it. That means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have put on us all that if you do this, you will be treated this way. That means everybody must be upright and watch that we don't go against what he stands for. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, I will not disappoint you, but you will disappoint me. And that should be the first thing in anybody's mind. What I'm doing right now, is it disappointing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are we going against him? Are we betraying him? Are we stabbing him again? Are we punishing him again and torturing him as they tortured him in Kenya for 8 days? This thing I'm doing, is it jeopardizing the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it ridiculing him? Is it affecting him? Does it go against what he is suffering for? You should ask yourself those questions. And this is when you begin to tell yourself the truth and tell yourself the truth indeed. Now, along the line, of course, I told you last time that when we came. But first now, let's look at it, because from what has been happening recently, it calls for us to begin to question the personality of the people with us. First of all, let me go to, I don't know, recently we saw a news on the media that says Simon Ekpa is not a lawyer, and that it is actually the wife that's a lawyer. He has not come to debunk it. He has not said anything about it. But I'm not making my conclusion here. But I'm just making it point to you here now that we have to start questioning people based on their actions, because for what we have seen Simon behave and his actions presently, which is so childish and so, that tells you that he actually doesn't have anything to offer. I can say it. If you don't want to believe me, if you think that I am trying to be personal, well, that's your personal opinion. I am saying my own opinion, because if he's very busy with Biafra stuff, he will not be engaging in trifles like this to come and engage people on social media, when he could have come to talk with people who are holding meetings for the purpose of Biafra. But he decides to come to social media, and we don't come. He comes to social media to speak. And I told you people last time that anytime he comes on social media to speak, I'm going to use the things that he speaks against him, because he's on the path of lies. Definitely, I will be able to use them against him, because he's on the path of lies. So now, let's go now. So now, the news is that he is not a lawyer, that his wife is a lawyer, and he just that is not our business. Let them prove it. I don't have evidence about that. But let's go to Azuka. Azuka calls herself honorable, and I don't know. It is obvious that it is just a title she gave to herself. Now, if you say you want to be a leader, and you begin to pose yourself with the wrong, bringing yourself out to give yourself some kind of title and to boost your image by giving yourself titles, that brings to question who you are, and that can tell us that you cannot be sincere with the position. Now, she says she's an honorable. We know that she has never served in the Nigeria House of Representatives, all of that, to call herself an honorable. We know that in the US, she has not served in any position where she is. And we know that she has not served in any position to earn that position as an honorable. And we know that those who are honorable don't even call themselves. If somebody doesn't ask you, who are you? You say, my name is honorable this. If you ask me my name, I'll tell you my name is Kelechi Ambrose. I don't need to add pastor to it. I don't need to add any title to it. Of course, I'm a pastor. I got ordained in the year 2000. I've been pastoring, and I can show you evidences of the churches I've pastored in the zoo, or the ministries I've pastored in the zoo, and people know me very well in that regard in the ministry. And I can give you, profile about myself. I can tell you people you can make reference to, and you can find out if these things are true. And I'm saying it publicly. Anybody who says I'm not, they can come here and say it, or you know me somewhere or something. You can come, you can share it anywhere for anybody. So I will always tell you who I am, so that when you want to engage me. Now, let me tell you, do you know why Boris Johnson was sacked from his office? Boris Johnson was sacked not because he committed fraud, or he stole anybody's money, or he stole the money of Britain, or he did anything against that. But he was sacked because they said he told a lie. They said he was not sincere about the issue of the party that was held during that COVID-19. Now, you can imagine how critical these people, even the people who were close to Boris Johnson, were standing on that reasoning. They were not going by emotion. And that is why we still have a long way to go, every one of us, honestly, Biafrans. Because when I see your messages and all of that, it won't stop me anyways. Because I didn't come to Biafra movement to make anybody feel good. I didn't come to Biafra movement to make you like me. I came to say the truth. So when I find the truth, I'll say to you, if you like me. If you don't like me, I didn't come to Biafra movement to try to get so many followers and then begin to get super chat and any other thing. No, that's not my purpose. That's not what I came for. So if you say you are going to do this, you're from today, who are you, and all of that, and you say all of that about me, then I will also tell you that I didn't come because of you, because I came for the truth. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came for the truth, also I have come to serve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a true disciple. What does a disciple mean? Anybody who believes in somebody else and is able to propagate the gospel of that person and carry it on as a messenger. That's who a disciple is. So when you hear disciple, it is not a name reserved for one person. It's a name reserved for anybody who believes in that person. So if you believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then you are his disciple. And of course, if you are his disciple, then you will begin to do the things that he said. That is why the Christians were called, the people who believe in Christ were called Christians in Antioch, because they were behaving like Christ. That is what it means. That's what being a disciple means. Behaving like the person you believe in. and carrying out the words of this person and doing the things that the person wants you to do and all of that. That's why we are disciples of Christ. That's why we are all disciples. We are followers of Christ and all of that. So I'm a disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you that believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you're also a disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if you do what he says. And I've come not to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A disciple does not betray. Even if you saw that Judas did betrayed, he was taken away from being a disciple and was replaced. So betrayal is not a trait of disciples. True disciples don't betray. That's why I'm here to set the record straight. Now, Asuka says she's an honorable. Please let her come publicly and show us where she has served that made her an honorable, where she got the title honorable. 2, the husband says he's a military officer and he has worked with the military. Let him come publicly and tell us the military, the where he served, whether in the U.S. Army or whether in the zoo. Let's know how he became a military officer. I can tell you that I have served in ministries. I've served in Abundant Life Gospel Church, in the zoo, in Penn Cinema. I've served in Chapel of Praise, in Festac. I have served in I've served in what's the name of this ministry? Wisdom Chapel. I've served there. I've served in Church of Evangelism. I've served in what's the name of Archbishop Idahosa's ministry now? Arch Benson, the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. What's the name of his ministry now? I've served in his ministry, and so I have done lots of things, on now and all of that. So I can tell you where I have served and the things I've done in ministry. And I have run, of course, I run an organization in the zoo. I run an organization and I've done programs under Gifted Youth Organization. I run that organization. And so I can tell you the things I've done. I have worked in companies too. So I can tell you the things I've done. But if you say you are this, then tell us who you are. Now, I'm just giving you the proof because you have to understand why people behave the way they behave and the things they do. You begin to question them by who they claim they are. So if they say they are this, let them come and prove to us that they are. And number 2, so along the line now, of course, we started trying to promote him and push him and make sure that he does the right thing and support him and all of that. And now here we are. Now, I remember when we had the issues, of, the finances, when the Umuada ladies came to us on the media platform. But before I go into that story, first, I want to go on the rumors going all around about finance that Simon said yesterday that I have been causing problems in Ghana, IPOB. In the first place, I am the one who told him I'm in Ghana, but you cannot tell if I'm in Ghana. Do you know whether I'm in Ghana? You can prove it that I'm in Ghana. I told you. I am the one who told you I'm in Ghana. You can prove if I am in Ghana or I am not in Ghana. I told you people that I'm in Ghana. And of course, I was part of the NSAS program. And along the line, I left there because of the danger, because of what we did at Lekki. And then, of course, I left there and, of course, came and traveled to Ghana. But if you are coming to tell the people, do you have an intel to tell the people in the first place? Nobody of IPOB in Ghana can tell you that I've discussed anything with them, had any meeting with them. The only persons that called me, 2 people who called me from Ghana, are people who Gaddafi, without my consent, gave my number. Now, for the fact that I have a Ghana number, does not mean I have 2 numbers. 2 of them are not Ghana numbers. One is Ghana number, another is not Ghana number. So I'm not stupid enough to make you understand where I am and all of that. So when those numbers were given to those people, they called me and they're trying to know where I am and trying to find out where I am. I didn't give them my location. I told them I'm not where you think I am. And they kept telling me about coming for meetings and discussing about meetings. I told them I am not going to be part of any physical meeting. I don't want to have anything to do until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out. Because the betrayer I am seeing, I will not allow myself to get into it. So if anybody in Ghana says that they know me, we have discussed, and if they have any proof that I'm causing problems. You see, Simon always says that he discusses with facts, and now everybody's beginning to see that he only comes to talk. He says he has facts. When he comes, he brings facts and figures. Now he said, as I'm in Ghana and I've been causing trouble, let him bring the facts. Let those in Ghana give him evidences and let them come and give him reports where I ever had any conversation with anybody in Ghana about IPOB issues, whether resources, whether money, whether anything. Let him come and give us the facts. He has to prove the facts that I have been causing problems in IPOB Ghana. In the first place, I am the one who told him I am in Ghana, and he cannot know whether I'm still in Ghana now or I'm not in Ghana. That's just one of those distractions and one of those things that is being played that is unnecessary. Anyways, and 2, they talked about finance and money, collecting money. Azuka said that I collected money from her. Please, tell her to bring evidence of the receipt, the screenshot of the receipt of the money, or anybody who said that I collected money for them, and tell them to give you the screenshot and present it in the live broadcast, and then let them tell you what the money is for and all of that. If I've discussed money with Azuka, let her come and tell you people that I discussed and she gave me so amount, and then all of that. Those who are saying that I collected, I heard them 247 Ugo coming out to speak. You know, one thing about Ugo is that I'm not surprised, because he's not. Of course, the people in Autopilot can tell you, Autopilot Media can tell you that he's not balanced mentally if you listen to him talk, because he is always, that's why they gave him this duty and this job to come all out to speak about these issues that he was talking about. He said I collected money here and there, and they didn't give him evidences, but he came all out to blackmail me that I collected money. And I want him to, my intention here is not to come and talk about such kinds of people, Sonia Parawa, all of them. I'm not here to discuss them, because if I want to discuss them, they are another chapter. I can tell you lots of things, but tell the people, I'm not here to come and tell you whether anybody gave me money or no money. I'm here to tell you, if they have evidence, they should show that they gave me this money and what they gave me the money for. They said they gave me money for, Azuka said she gave me money, she has been giving money. I even heard someone saying yesterday that Juliet was given 2.5 million or something. They were saying, is it Sonia Parawa also that was saying that? I think it was Sonia Parawa that was saying that Juliet was given 2.5 million, or is it Simon that was saying it? I know they had the broadcast, together. I know Juliet very well, very, very well. I know that what happened during your first time, she had to leave, to travel to her destination. And of course, she traveled with her resources, even if they promised that they were going to fund her movement, which is supposed to be the right thing to do when people get into trouble like this. No matter what they have, of course, you have to just come to their rescue. But she traveled, and later they refunded her that money, and now it has become a blackmail. Also, Victor was in trouble in the zoo, and of course, and they had to give him some resources to relocate and all of that. And now it has become an issue of blackmail. Now I want to ask Simon, you are talking about, and Azuka, I want to ask you questions. You are talking about giving people money and giving these people money, giving that money. If you are giving the people money, who gave you the right in the first place to give people money? And why are you using, that means it's obvious that you are using Biafra money for something else. Because if we are calling you for now, I wanted to ask you, Biafrans, why is it that it is very difficult for them to come and give you account of the money rather than coming all out on social media to dance naked? Ask yourself that question. If you are reasonable, those of you who are here, who are very reasonable, ask yourself this question. You see, we should be reasonable. Let's just be reasonable. Why is Simon, Azuka sending their e-frogs and coming all out to dance naked? Just because people are asking, give account of what you have with you from Biafrans. Somebody's asking that, how much have you contributed? I'm asking you, I still keep asking you, tell me how much you contributed to your state governor that you are asking them to be accountable to you. Tell me how much you have contributed to Buhari that you are saying that they should be accountable to you. Now, this broadcast I'm making, do you know I'm spending money? Or you think it's just for, or you think I'm receiving super chat from it? I'm doing this without receiving cover. Ugo have told us several times that he doesn't do any job, that what he's doing is just doing his broadcast. He opened 2 platforms. He has told us several times, media team can bear us witness, that he doesn't have any work, and this is where he makes money from. So when he comes all out to blab and to blackmail me, I'm not surprised, because he wants more viewership so that he could make more money. He decided to open 2 platforms where he can be making money from this platform and another platform. So if Ugo comes out 247, Ugo comes out to begin to blackmail without evidences. He never showed you people any receipt of any money. He just came all out to talk about some stuff and all of that, and insulting Pastor Livingstone, insulting, I don't understand these people, insulting Pastor Livingstone and people who are upright and people who are clean in heart, doing this thing for the sake of the freedom of the people. He come all out to begin to insult them because he wants more viewership, and so that he could have more views and all of that and make more money in the end of the year from YouTube. Well, I don't, it's one of those things bloggers do. They look for opportunities to make money. So Ugo have seen an opportunity to make money for himself. So, and of course, they know that he likes this kind of dirty job. Those of us in the media team can attest to the fact that Ugo has never been stable. When we have meetings, for instance, Gaddafi can attest to that too. When we have discussed, in the media team, he too have complaints personally to me, on that matter. When we have an issue, in fact, most times Gaddafi has said he's going to leave, and all of that. He's going to leave the media team and all of that, and as even some of them left and came back. So we have a discussion we agree that we are going to discuss this and this is how we're going to handle it. When we now come open to the floor to handle the matter with the people we want to handle the matter with, Ugo will just come and destroy the whole thing and everybody will get angry. So he's not mentally balanced. So when he comes out to begin to talk about I was giving money here, I was giving money there, and he didn't come out to give you evidences, and you begin to blackmail people, you see, sometimes we don't know how how the trouble we put ourselves in when we begin to fight battles that does not concern us, especially when you don't know the reason or what is behind this, you know, and all of that. Why did you do that? You was pushed out of your church. Can you imagine the idiots telling me I'm pushed out of church? Do you know the ministry I belong? Say I'm pushed out of church. Can you imagine? So now he says I collected money and all of that. So let him bring the receipts and all of that, and then we can talk from there. I'm waiting for the receipts. Let them bring the receipts out that I collected money from anybody. I collected money. I go here collecting money. And again, if you say I'm in Ghana, prove that I'm in Ghana. Prove you know my location. Or is it by my number? I have two numbers that are not of Ghana. I even have Zoo number. So prove that prove you know where I am. Prove it if you know. What is what I tell you that you know? It is not, you don't just stay there and say, hey, he's in Ghana causing trouble in IPOB. Let any member of IPOB in Ghana come all out and say I've caused trouble and give you evidences of that. I've never had any meeting with any of them. I've never even had any time to meet anybody face to face. Never. They can call me and discuss on phone and say they want to see me. I say, we can see. And I tell them straight and tell them we can see because I cannot risk my life for what has happened to Mazen Namdekan. No, never. It's not possible. So that is, by the way, anyway. So when these issues began, when we began to talk about this funding, these funds, I remember I told you yesterday that I gave a program to Simon Ekpa. Have a different people who are signatories. Have another set of people when any money goes out of that account. Let the SMS or the email be accessible to them so that they will know at any time that money has gone out. Let another set of people be in charge of welfare. Let another set of people be in charge of logistics and weapons and all of that or whatever. Let another set of people be in charge of accounting or auditing. Let's have different committees. I told him critically then, I said, it is a shame that we had a situation of Madam Oyibo and co. How can a whole nation be, this is shameful. As much as we say we're intelligent, we fell for this trap, that this should not happen to us again. We should make sure we stop this from happening. And we talked extensively in that meeting. And I gave my ideas, and he said, yes, those are very good ideas that we would have to have it. And of course, we are not the ones to go. The thing is that Umada should do that. And they should get, but Azuka now brought an account for herself. Her own account, where the husband is a signatory. She now controls the money that goes out. She now controls the money and the things that are bought. She now controls who knows what is in the account, which of course, as agreed by the Umada, all of them should know what is going in and out. We all are working hard to make sure people contribute in those things. What I say, the people I've talked to, I know some people have called me now and said they can never support IPOB again. Because there are some people also that I've talked to who came and they donate, they give their funds. So we all contribute to having these funds. And these funds are funds for Biafra. You must not have your personal contributions. If you don't have, there's no need, but you have a say. Now, you see, we must understand what democracy is, and we must understand what accountability is. When the same way also when people were calling for Madam Oyibo to give account, the same way Madam Oyibo and her team, her e-frogs, were saying to the people, how much have you contributed? You're asking for account. Now, you see, our people are so daft because when you get yourself to the point where you feel that you cannot demand for accountability and you say you want to come out of Nigeria, then you are a joker, because when you leave Nigeria, you are getting into a system that will destroy you. And if we want to have a nation that is accountable and true, we must begin to check these things right now. You must not wait until you get to Biafra. You must make sure you stand on accountability right now and make sure you get it right. Now, let me go on before, because there's so many issues I'm going to be handling today. I may not handle all of them today. As time goes on, as he keeps coming out to talk about them, I'll talk about the issue of Shadow he mentioned yesterday, the issue of our meeting yesterday when he played the audio of Mazi Chidozie, and he said so many things and all of that. I'll talk about that, and I'll tell you so many things going on. So just hang on with me, and you are going to get many facts today. Now, when we talked about the account, suddenly Azuka brings an account that belongs to the husband. The husband is the signatory and all of that. And then of course, the issue of the men on ground, we started seeing what started happening. The men that were shown to them as the men on ground, they now began to decide who is true out of them and who is not true out of them. And so all of that began, and the women were asking questions. What about the accountability we talked about? What is happening to the account? And then you heard of suspension, 6 months. And of course, most of you have heard the audio going around where Azuka was screaming on Simon. Azuka and Erewa were screaming on Simon, and they were saying so many things and all of that. That is just one of the audios. There are so many of them, where she was screaming, and they told him that they will leave, that if she doesn't send Ife away, they are going to leave. And of course, you guys have heard the audio. I will not be able to play it today. Madam Ife has played it. Some other people have played it. It's been circulation. Some of you have heard it. Now, along the line, of course, I remember also along the line, we were able to come to a truce in the autopilot platform when this issue came to us. And we said we are going to get into the matter fully. Of course, the agreement also was that Umuada will be having a joint session with us, I think every 2 months or so, to brief us on what is going on in the account. So that when we go out there, show our face and telling Biafrans, come and contribute, come and do this, we will know that tomorrow, nobody will come and say, what happened to our money? And so you were the one, you are part of those who were saying, come and contribute. Where is the money? All of you have eaten the money. I told them then, I said, please, I don't want to come all out every time talking about contribution, talking about supporting Simon Ekpas, talking about doing this and that, and of course, doing all of those stuff. I don't want to come all out saying those things. And then in the end, people embezzle money, and then I'll begin to explain myself later. I said, I don't want to be part of that. So there must be accountability. As soon as the meeting ended and the matter was taken to Azuka and to talk about this, to call her to a committee, let's discuss. These women are complaining. They said, you are not giving account as agreed. What's happening? The next thing, she held a meeting and the women were suspended for speaking. Now, that's a very big sign to us that the women were suspended for speaking. Now, anyways, I kept talking. When we come for media team, I talk, and all of them will say, since Simon says he knows about what is wrong there. Now, the contradiction here is this. Simon said he doesn't want to have anything to do with the account. Initially, he said he's not going to be part of the account. I remember that day we had the meeting when I gave that contribution. He said he's not going to be part of the account. Now, we are asking Azuka to come and give account. Now, he's saying that Azuka cannot give account. Azuka is answerable to him. I don't know how that came about, how that has come about, that Azuka is answerable to Simon, not to Biafrans. And he said he has nothing to do with the account. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the account. Now he says Azuka is answerable to him about the accounts. Now, if you don't have anything to do with the account, how come Azuka is answerable to you alone on the account? And Biafrans are not supposed to ask questions. How did we get there? How did you get here? That you alone can ask Azuka what is in the account. You and Azuka alone can discuss issues of account. And nobody else can ask you questions about what is in the account. Now, anyways, but of course, we hear of, all of this stuff and going on. And they said, media team and all of that said, let's allow it to go. Maybe in the end, we're going to ask for the accounts and all of that. And so Simon knows about the account. Let's leave it. I said, that's contradictory anyways. And so we left it at that and all of that. So now, as time went on, now we came to this year when we now have these major issues. Now, I want to discuss something here. Let's go on the issue of the currency. When the issue of the currency came up, I told you last time that I said you cannot put your faces on the currency because this would jeopardize and destroy what we're doing. When I brought this issue before Pastor Livingstone and the think tank group, which Simon is a member as on the WhatsApp platform, and he's also joining us in meetings. About 4 times he has joined us in meetings. When we brought this issue to him, we specifically told him that your face cannot be on the currency. That even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's face will be on the currency, it is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has died twice based on what has happened to him. That means he has paid the ultimate sacrifice. So on that premise, Biafrans collectively will even agree that his face should be on the currency. But even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself will reject the offer, because he will tell you so many things. What about Michael Okpara? He will tell you about so many people. He will tell you about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom we know will resist that. And in that meeting, we saw how angry Simon was. And as soon as we told him that his face is not supposed to be on that currency, he got angry. That was where the bitterness began. And he told Emmanuel Maduagum to remove me from the advisory board. And when I confronted Emmanuel, say, why did you remove me from the advisory board? He said that they never told me when they brought me in, and they can also not tell me when they go. Now, what does that tell you, Biafrans? There's a dangerous precedent being played here. That means when we get into Biafra, anybody could be sacked, anybody could be removed from the appointment, anybody's salary could be withheld if they're earning salary. I'm not saying I'm earning salary here, anyways, because I'm not earning anything. None of them have given me any money for me to eat. So, or have I asked any of them to send me money that I'm hungry? They should send me money to eat. So if they say that they have sent me money to eat or for my personal, interest and all of that, let them produce the receipts. Let them produce the receipt that, see, you took money from us from Biafra Pos to do this and that, to do that. Let them bring the receipts. Then we can talk from there. Now, Friday says, Kelechi, can you listen to advice to stop this madness? Now, Kelechi, I'm sorry, Friday. I don't know why, you see, I love this guy Friday very well, because he always tries to be logical. Now, but I don't know why when Simon is talking, none of you go to tell him to stop. Now, somebody who is a leader comes all out to rubbish people. Do you know how long it took me to build my reputation that Simon would just come and see his elders and come and rubbish? Is it that we just joke about things or something? Simon is all coming all out to rubbish people who are doing their best for Biafra. And you said the people should keep quiet and stop the madness. You see, these things are very contradictory. Why don't you go that when someone is talking, Simon, please stop this. You are a leader. With your position, this is not how you should be. This is too childish of you. Stop this thing you are doing now. This is not right. Tell him. You are telling those who want to defend themselves and put the record straight that they should stop talking. Jesus Christ. It's like you go, like somebody have a case against me in the court, and you tell me I shouldn't defend myself. I should just take it that the court should just sentence me. They came all out, Ugo came all out to talk about what he doesn't know, that they have been collecting money here and there. None of you told him to stop. Does he have any evidence? Now I'm coming to tell you that he should bring the evidences. You say I should stop. I can't stop. I have to say it the way it is. Are we the ones who came all out to talk about this matter? No. It is Simon that brought these issues out there, which means he wants us to talk about them out there. That is what it means. If you are asking somebody, please give us account of what is happening in this organization, and the person now decides to go all out and begin to abuse you and to begin to try to blackmail you, are you going to keep quiet? I want to ask you guys who are saying this thing. If you are the one being blackmailed, will you keep quiet? If you are the one in the bushes as member of ESN and no funds is coming to you, and I will come online and brag how we are fortified and how Nigerian military should send their helicopters. Come, let's see whether your helicopter can go. And they still drive those helicopters there and kill our men. And you are part of those people whose brothers have been killed. Will you take it lightly? Simon comes all out to say, we are ready. He will come and tell you 10-0 score, 30-0 score. And our men are being killed because they don't have what to take to defend themselves. And he is bragging. Does that not tell you that something is wrong somewhere? So my brother Friday, I understand how you feel, but I have to say this. It's very important. Anytime he comes out to speak, we shall continue to speak because he wants us to come on social media to talk. We shall continue to bring more evidences. I have so many evidences, audio evidences and all of that that I will play. But as he keeps coming out and he wants to try to embarrass us, you know, we would now begin to do what we have to do here so that Biafrans will hear. We are 7 Biafrans, right? He also is 7 Biafra. He's not the leader of IPOB. Neither is he the leader of Biafra. We just made him a spokesperson. It is a pro tem responsibility. Pro tempore responsibility. What does pro tempore mean? Pro tempore is a Latin word. It means temporary. It doesn't make, we are not making you an emperor. We are putting you on a place of account to speak on our behalf. So when we call you for a meeting, you are obliged to be in that meeting. In fact, you have to be in that meeting because you are representing the people out there. So you don't build a cabal for yourself and then begin to despise all of that. Everybody on that think tank group, aside being, you know, in the system of talking about and what we're doing now and seeing him as the one we're fronted and who is actually speaking on our behalf, he is younger than every one of us by far on that think tank. On that day, even in fact, the elderly woman who is in our midst, very elderly woman, he talked rudely to the woman that day. The woman got offended. On that day, we were asking him about this issue of this currency thing. Until Pastor Livingstone now talked. These are people who are enough old to be your father now. How old are you? So you should respect, for the fact that you are given responsibility does not mean you despise people. Elders call you, you should be able to sit and discuss with them. You are not bigger than Biafrans because we gave you a responsibility. Mazin American is not like that. Mazin American listens, sits. Sometimes when you see that sit at home have been called off, it is because Mazin American listened to the people, not because he wants to call it off, but because he sat and listened. Now you said sit at home, you don't inform the boys on ground. They just the men on ground just hear it on the media as we are hearing it. You talk about lockdown, you talk about 150 days, stuff, all of that without plan. The boys don't know about it. They are complaining. 150 days, we don't know anything about it. We don't have the equipment to actually enforce it. And you say we should keep quiet. Is it that you guys are not seeing what is on ground by yourself? Now, let me ask you a question. Since that 150 days ended, what has happened meaningfully? Go and check his tweets. Check his tweets. What has happened? Don't you see that everything that comes here is just unnecessary things? What has happened? Talking about liaison office, for instance. He talked about liaison office. How do you open a liaison office in a country when you don't even have a ground? How? How do you just go and open liaison office in a nation? Is that how it is done? You talk about from today, we are going to be engaged the men. You have said this thing over about more than 20 times. You keep saying we're going to engage the men. Our men, in November, you said from November 15th, from the second week of November, you're going to begin to see what's going to happen. We're going to be engaging the military, the zoo, and all of that. You came all after 150 days again. You came to tell the people that we are going to be engaging the military. Is that why we counted? You gave us assignment to be counting 1 until 150 to come and tell us that you are going to open liaison offices and to come and tell us that you are going to you are going to start engaging the military. Is it that we don't reason? This is not a joke. Biafra movement is not a joke. That is why what we are doing here is very crucial. And on Monday, we're going to be having a space meeting. Those of you who think that what we're saying rubbish, and those of you who think that asking for accountability is destroying the movement, or is destroying the mandate, or asking for accountability, or responding to the foolishness of a leader, a so-called leader who comes all out to embarrass and rubbish, calling idiots, people who are older than him, calling them idiots, calling us idiots, and telling us that he has sacked us and calling us idiots. And you think that responding to him is foolishness. Then let's come on Twitter Space, 4 p.m. Biafra time, on Kelechi Ambrose, and let's discuss. Bring your questions. Let's discuss. We are standing on the truth, so we will stand strongly. You see me talk like this. I talk like this because I am on the truth, on the path of truth. So I can speak comfortably. If they have any evidence of corruption against me, they should bring it all out. Forget about you. He is always talking about evidences. Bring the evidences about me. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. If you have a voice message or something about me, a corruption about me, you said you have I'm giving them trouble in Ghana, I'm doing all of that. You never said all of that all this while. It is now that I am probing you, asking you for evidence and for accountability, that you now begin to tell people that I am giving them problems. Then bring the evidences. Now you talked about Victor, you talked about Juliet, blackmailed them. In fact, they even said they gave Juliet 2.5 million. Honestly, what very, very, very disheartening. Now you talked about this, but you didn't talk about Gaddafi, that you people gave $500. Did you talk about him because he's now on your camp, right? Did you talk about Gaddafi? Now, last year, let me talk about the issue of that $500 that was given to Gaddafi. Last year, June, Gaddafi called me. He told me that the Nigerian government have an envoy that they are sending to South Korea. That those people are going to be, those people are sent by they have their visas, everything have been designed by the Nigerian government. They are traveling to South Korea, but one person dropped, and so one person dropped. So they need one person to be added. And I asked myself in my mind, I say, if it is the government that is promoting them, how come one person will drop and the government will leave that thing open, and you will be the one consulting me to now get myself involved so that I can come to South Korea? That's what I said in my mind, because when they talk, they think they're smart. So all we do is we listen. And so he told me that it is just one space that is left, and very, very urgently that I need to pay 500,000 naira to be put in that so that I can come to South Korea. That when I return to South Korea, I can pay the balance of 500,000. And I told him, I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. Wow. Of course, I have to play along. That's me for you. I'll play along. I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay, let's see how it goes before the week ends. And he kept bothering me about it and bothering me. And at a point, I told him, mind the business I'm doing, I have not gotten money. So I don't think I have the resources to do that. He now went to Madam Ifi and gave her the same story. But this time around, changed the story. He told her that about 3 or 4 people or so, the space is remaining for about 3 or 4 people, that she should pay $500 to be to put her brother to come to South Korea. Madam Ifi, that's when she believes people easily. She took her money and gave to Gaddafi $600. And that is how the issue started. September, nothing came. Gaddafi, what's happening? We're still working on it. And I don't know why they are delaying your brother's own. They have already given other people their own. Why? I don't know why. This is somebody who said this envoy is the government that organized them. And he told me as at that time that their traveling will be by the end of that June. But now the traveling has extended to September and all of that, with the side he brought to Madam Ifi. And then so that is how they fought. And at a point he said he doesn't know why everybody have gotten their own visas, but only Madam Ifi's brother have refused to get his own visa. He doesn't know what has happened. He doesn't know what has happened to the money. I mean, to the issue of the guy's visa. Now, if it is the government that is sponsoring this, it simply means that the visas are already there. So all you need to do is replace it's a government thing. So I don't need to fight for another visa, because if you are putting me there, it will not tally with the names that the government has imputed on those people who are going on, sent by the government. So if I'm coming into this thing, how my name, because my name will change, my visa, my details will change. So if my name does not tally with the government list, how then am I going to pass? That's a simple question. But of course, they will always give a stupid story to make you bring money. Until November, Madam Ifi started pushing pressure. Pay me my money back. We agreed if this thing doesn't work, you pay me my money back. Suddenly, he came up with blackmail. That's how Gaddafi is. He will come up with blackmail once he sees that. That's why whenever he's talking to you, he wants to record you so that he can get facts and so that he can use them against you. That's why I'm telling him. If you have facts that I've discussed with you that you think I've spoken against Biafra, Gaddafi himself has spoken against Simon Ekpa and Azuka to me several times, especially those times that he was not having a contact with them. Said so many things about them, said so many things about Mazen Namdekano himself. If he denies it, let him come out and say he denies it, and I'll bring out the audio and I'll play it, because I record him too. If he thinks when I see criminals, I also follow them that way. When I speak with him, I record him too, because I know he's recording me. When we are discussing in the media team, he records and takes it to where he wants to take it. So, Madam Ifi now started blackmailing Madam Ifi. Please don't call me here, please. Nobody calls me. I want to give my facts. You would have called Simon to tell him not to say anything. But when we want to react, we react factually so that Biafrans will know what is happening. Now, when Madam Ifi started asking for the money, he started blackmailing Madam Ifi. Madam Ifi say, oh, you want to come with blackmail? Okay, now let's do it very well. Come out with your blackmail. I'll come out with the things too. I record you too when we talk. I'll come out. That was when he now discovered that, this one will not work. He started posting them. Suddenly, he now confronted Pastor Livingstone, and he started talking about his papers in South Korea has expired, that he needs, they will deport him, and that he needs to get the papers, that is blah blah blah. He's something, he's stay and all of that, work permit or stay or something. I don't know, the things he was complaining about have expired. That if he doesn't do anything now, they will deport him and all of that, and started putting pressure on everybody and put pressure on Pastor Livingstone. Pastor Livingstone went to Madam Azuka. We call him Madam since she likes to be called, given title. Went to Azuka and told her that this is what Gaddafi is going through. Please support, help. At a point, someone came to our meeting. Pastor Livingstone raised that matter again. If you say Pastor Livingstone is evil, now this is what he is doing. He raised up the matter. Gaddafi is in trouble. He might be deported. And along the line, someone said, okay, you will order that they give him money. Gaddafi was given money. Not knowing that, they don't even know that the money Gaddafi was collecting that December was because Madam Ifi has given him a deadline of 16th of December to pay back that money, that 600,000 naira that he collected from her. That's $500. That if he doesn't pay that money, that she will expose him. She will deal with him, and she will take him anywhere and deal with him. So he was already, of course, that kind of threat. I told her to put that kind of threat to him, so that, because I know that once you put him there and he doesn't have any evidence against you, he will want to work. He now collected the $500 from them and went to pay Madam Ifi. As soon as that money was given to him, 2 days or so later, he paid Madam Ifi. I told Pastor Livingstone that money you collected was given to Madam Ifi to pay his debt. As Gaddafi didn't have any problems about that stuff. That is how Gaddafi. Were you told that Gaddafi was giving money? You were not told, but you were told that Juliet was giving money. You were told that Victor was giving money. You were told that I even stealing money. I was even collecting money everywhere and stealing money everywhere. Do you know that it was Pastor Livingstone that took the issue of Juliet and Victor to Azuka? To say, see, these people are in trouble. We need to take these people out. It was Pastor Livingstone that even forced Juliet to say, leave this nation, leave the zoo and go away. She didn't want to. She has a business. She's running her business. She's doing her business. She's doing fine. You're not feeding her. She's working hard. These are people who have been with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then you come suddenly and begin to blackmail them and call them criminals. And you call them criminals. You can't go far with that. It's not possible. If people have been keeping quiet because they don't want, and because we want to be loved, we don't. Hey, Simon, so please don't talk about it. If you talk about it, people will hate you. Hate me or whatever. That's your business. I have come to tell you the truth. I've come to tell you the truth. However you see it, that's me. That is why God put me in this mandate, because God knows I will say the truth, and that is why I'm here to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stand on the truth. So if you don't like my truth, and you think you are going to come to say anything, that's your business. I'm going to give you the truth. If you want to hate me, Jesus was hated. He was hated by everybody, by the Pharisees and everybody. They were looking for him to kill him. Why? Because he stood for the truth. He called them wicked people. He called them children of vipers, sons of vipers. He called them so many names because they didn't like the truth. Those who stand for the truth have few friends. And if you, as a Biafran, after you have gone through Nigeria, and you think that you are going to still continue the narrative of lies and thinking you're going to get Biafra and have a better nation, then you are not ready for a new nation. You are not ready. Any Biafran who is seeing this corruption, this evil going on, that we are asking somebody, Simon, tell Azuka to give us accounts. And all Simon could do is to come on social media to begin to blackmail those who are asking for accounts. And you see it as normal and as good, as something that is not dangerous, and you don't see it as a dangerous precedence, and you don't see it as a danger sign that Biafra that you are looking for will be a dangerous place, then something is wrong with you. If you don't see these things by what is happening now, you don't want to speak the truth because it involves Simon. You change your principles because it involves Simon. You change your principles because it involves Azuka. Then something is wrong with you. You are not ready for Biafra. You are not ready for Biafra. If you can see this kind of level of evil and you are keeping quiet, you are not ready for Biafra. But for me, do you know what Joshua said? As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. As for me and those who are standing for the truth, we will stand for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and transparency. I am not here to be loved by anybody. I am telling you, I keep telling you. Those of you who are sending me messages, I am too small. Who am I? Blah, blah. You will give you 2 weeks. You are going to be gone. You are a goner. And when someone speaks against you, you are a goner. Those of you who are, you only speak against those who are telling lies and they go. But you can't speak against those who are telling truth and they go. And I can't come with truth and you speak against. For God's sake, I started this thing. You didn't appoint me into Biafra. Simon didn't call me into this. And I can't come into this and begin to worship you. No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, even if he makes the wrong, I should come against him. And I will come against him if he comes against the wrong. As of now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not come against Biafra, and I cannot go against him. But when he does, I'll go against him. And I'll tell him, sir, you have gone wrong here. And I know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will correct it, and he will come back, and he will love me more for saying the truth. Gaddafi himself was given money. He was never mentioned, but they were mentioning those that think that those who are talking against their evil, telling them to give account, are those people they are coming to blackmail. What has give? Let us know the account. What is going on with the finances? Because ESN is not receiving anything. What has that got to do with we gave you money? We are feeding you. So that money you are giving to these people now to let them leave the country, that money has become your personal money. That you come and tell the people that we gave you money. We are supporting you. We. Is it your money? Oh, so it is your money. All right, now we understand. Maybe you are telling us now that it's your money. You never spoke about Gaddafi because Gaddafi is now in your camp trying to threaten people. He goes, the same way he sent somebody trying to get me to meet somebody somewhere in Ghana and all of that so that I can meet the person and all of that. And then they will do what they want to do. The same way he went to Ijilewine to want to set her up. So let's go on. When the issue of the currency, because we said no, your face cannot be on the currency, and the faces of these people cannot be on the currency. That is when we became enemies. That was when Simon was very bitter. Azuka, when Simon and when Pastor Livingstone came online to debunk the things that Simon said that day by reading out the fine letter we sent to him, letter that was praising him and giving him his respect. Elders wrote letter of respect to oh my God, we actually, Biafra gave a boy the title of a spokesperson. Because if he's not a boy, he's not going to, all this Nzunzuwari on media. How can you imagine this childishness? We gave a boy the title of a spokesperson, for God's sake. This is not an adult. This is not a leader. This is not a leader. You can't be a leader like this. I have been leading ministries. I've been pastoring. I have, no matter how the insult gets to, I've never come to this level, where I come out and begin to disgrace my people because I'm trying to defend something. How can Biafrans say, come tell this person to give us account? You now come all out to begin to, mature men, people who are old to be your father, came all out and wrote a letter respecting you. Somebody say I should speak Igbo. And respecting you, giving you your respect, says, please, we are suggesting, these people suggested currency, that your face will be in your currency and all of that. For this alone, it is treasonable because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself said that he doesn't even have power on the issue of currency, that there will be a board constituted, a board that will be raised by Biafrans from all sphere of the nation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he himself doesn't have the rights on currency. And then a group of people came out and said they are G5 and gave you the information that they want to put your face and other people's face on the currency. And we are now telling you that you are wrong. We wrote a letter. Please, that board should be dissolved. We were advising him, let that board be dissolved. Let's have a better board in place that can look at things objectively. You came to the platform, you came to your platform, named the people who wrote the letter, insulted them, told us you don't know them, whereas your name is on the WhatsApp platform, whereas you have been holding meetings with them, whereas you even came to give them assignment to write the constitution, whereas you even give them assignment to write a letter to the United Nations, whereas you give them several assignments to write a letter, of course, on behalf of the office of the spokesperson. They do lots of things for you. They wrote the code of conduct. Gaddafi called somebody and was telling the person, I just laughed, that he wrote the constitution and the code of conduct and the pledge and gave to me. That he's the one who wrote the constitution. Gaddafi. He said he wrote, what's in there in brain? It's time we begin to put these people where they belong. He said he wrote constitution and wrote what's in there in brain when fit write constitution. Make I speak pidgin English. Because I have to, since they want to come and rubbish themselves in public, let's go that way. At least I'm standing on the truth, so I'm not going to be afraid of anything. Bring any evidence against me, I'm still saying it. I'm not going to say, I'm any level you want to go. Simon, you always say to any level. If not poto, if not suit, we wear suit, we talk in the boardroom. I told you the other day, I said, let's go to the boardroom and speak. You say you want to come to social media to dance around the market. Let's go around and let's dance around. What in Deb's Gaddafi brain when he fits right constitution or right code of conduct or write a pledge? Can he make a statement of his own? Can he write a speech? He said he wrote Biafra constitution. He wrote code of conduct. He gave it to me. He was given $500, but he's going around gossiping that these people were giving money. He never told anybody that he was given $500. And Azuka is saying she gave me money. Let her bring the receipt. Let me see the receipt of where she gave me money. You think you will gang up all these idiots who don't have a personality of their own, all these cowards? Look at these people on a media platform. When they come in, when we are discussing, they'll be talking. Azuka must give account. Azuka must do this. When Azuka come in, all of them you will be hearing, honorable, the honorable. Very fake people. And that was why I was having problems with them. I am not a hypocrite. I tell you the way it is. Yes, you say I'm making things worse. Let's make it worse because that is what he wants. I thought he was going to stop after the last one. He came all out yesterday, and I'm going to play the 2 voice messages yesterday. The first one, where he told Shadow that he gave Shadow 17 million to buy some things and that Shadow should return those things. The second voice message yesterday, when he was playing the voice message of our meeting yesterday, he told the people, he told all of you that he doesn't know who is Shadow. I'll play the 2 voice messages to you. Is that person a sincere person who comes the first time and does a meeting with the same people that he said they are not real, they are not genuine? He had a meeting with them, the same Shadow. He told Shadow to bring the equipment, to return the equipment, and threatened him that if he doesn't return the equipment, he should be prepared for what is coming. And then he now comes all out to tell you that he actually told those people that if they don't bring the equipment, they will hear from Biafrans. Different from what he said I have the audio, I'll play it here. And then just yesterday, he came all out to tell you people that he doesn't know who is Shadow. Double standard. Does that person qualify to be the Biafra we're looking for? Does that person qualify to be your leader? Does that person have the spirit of... Have you ever had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say something and say something again? Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ever come to tell you something and lie against the person? Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu done that? And you are accommodating that kind of nonsense. And you are applauding it. And you are supporting it. And you think that you want to get Biafra? Never. You are prolonging Biafra. You are prolonging Biafra. Simon, in this, I'll play the audio. I'll play it. He said, Shadow, return those things. If you don't return them, be ready for what is coming for you. The next time, yesterday, he says, I don't know who is Shadow. We had a meeting yesterday. We were discussing how we're going to help these men on ground that are suffering, hungry. I am wishing, if these are people, some of them I know. Some of them I know. So I should speak Igbo. Some of these people I know. And I know what they are going through. These men are dying in Nigeria because of the way Simon is bragging on social media. Nigeria government is bombarding them. Simon even came to brag that they should send their helicopters again, that we are ready for them. They should send their helicopters to come and see whether their helicopter will not go down. Whereas these men on ground don't have what it takes to get down an helicopter. The next day or 2 days after, Nigerian military, Navy or what else is in Navy? I said Navy. Nigeria Air Force got their helicopters again and went to Biafra land and was bombarding places. They never brought down those helicopters. Our people were killed. Who is killing them then? If I come all out and start bragging, and I know that you are in danger, and I know that you don't have what it takes to secure yourself, and I'm coming to brag about how you are secured. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm endangering your life. We should speak out, for God's sake. Why can you people be this evil to yourselves that you are telling yourself evil? Are you saying that you can defend somebody because you think that you have so much love them? If you continue with this emotional attachment and you cannot hold leaders accountable, forget Biafra. Stay in Nigeria. It is better. Stay in Nigeria. It is better for you. If you think that because it is Simon, nobody should talk. Hey, don't destroy. Let me ask you. You say Simon has, we are almost getting Biafra. Tell Simon to come and tell you what is on ground to get Biafra. There is nothing on ground. The 150 days ended. Let me tell you what is happening. They are calculating with the Nigeria election. Let me tell you, the reason why this 150 days sit at home ended 1 week after the election was to buy time. They believe that within that 1 week, Nigeria, the INEC would have given out the results, and within that 1 week, people will now start revolting because they will not give it to Obi. We know that one, and obedient people will start revolting, and then there will be chaos everywhere. And then he will now use that opportunity to start talking about Biafra. And everybody will say, yes, let's go Biafra. And that is why he told you that he knows the day Biafra will come. Now, what does he tell you again that he knows the day Biafra will come? He will tell you Biafra is coming this year. Now he's now telling you Biafra will come this year. No more, I know the day Biafra is coming. Now you discover that when he saw that the thing didn't work, the 150 days and waiting for Biafra to come didn't work, and people didn't go all out and start fighting and revolting, because he feels that if Atiku wins, and obedient people will revolt. If Obi people win, the Atiku people will revolt, and the Tinubu people will revolt. He thought there was going to be chaos. That was why he gave it 1 week after, gave it 150, 1 week after the election, because they would have given the results and people would start fighting. When it didn't work, what did he do? He came to social media and started becoming an election commentator, gossiping about so many things, talking about so many things. Irrelevances, and he has enough time now to sit. When you send him a message, let's have a meeting, he will come all out and begin to sack. He now start distracting people. I'll sack this one, I'll sack that, so that everybody will be talking about issues, and he's now trying to count time and days to see whether the issues in Nigeria will make people revolt and fight. He's just trying to buy time. Nothing on ground, for God's sake. Let's tell ourselves the truth. It is now we begin to plan. It is now we have to plan for Biafra. Nothing on ground. Simon has nothing on ground. Anybody who wants to hate me for telling you the truth, hate me. There's nothing on ground. It was only a calculation, waiting for Biafra to come through the commotion that will happen in Nigeria. And the obedient people, what did Obi tell them? Obi told them that, calm down, we are going to the courts. And this is what Simon didn't like. He wanted there to be, he wanted chaos. We're not supporting election. What's our business election? We are saying no election in Biafra land. We agreed to that. But for the fact that he didn't put anything on ground, is so annoying and pissing. How can you take 180 million people for granted? Give us assignment. We were counting 150 days. Assignment. I tell you, 150 million Biafrans were given assignment. We're given assignment.
6, 1.
Mazi, I'm live. Oh, Mazi, I'm live.
Okay, you're live.
Yes, I'm live.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. So he gave us assignment to count 150 days. In the end, what did he say? We were going to open lesson offices. They talk to people who don't go to school. We don't go to school. You see intelligent people like us, you are telling us that trash. You are telling us, do you know what I've done in life? Do you know what I've done in life? Do you know the kind of places do you know the kind of board meetings I've sat? You're coming to play pranks with 80 million Biafrans of different levels, of different walks of life, all over the nations of the world. Is it because we have been on the background and we're looking? You give us assignments. We counted 150 days, and you were counting on the Nigeria election to see whether there will be commotion. And now you just came at the end of the day, you tell us, from now we'll start engaging the military. Haven't you been saying that before? And we're going to open liaison offices. What has liaison? How do you open? How do you go to? We just go to UK now, or we go to UAE or Dubai and say we want to open liaison office. How now? Tell us how. If you don't want to tell yourself the truth, Kelechi will tell the truth, and history will bear me witness. Now, after that, the currency thing, he became very angry. When Pastor Livingstone now came all out to defend us, because we held a meeting, we said, Pastor, please go out. I can go out to discuss, but no, please. You go out. You are our father. Go out, and you are a leader too. Go out and tell the people what really happened. Suddenly, they started bombarding him, including Azuka. Please stop. Now, the painful thing is that when they blackmail you, people will now begin to tell you, stop, don't come and talk. I don't know what those people want to achieve. How can you stand it that somebody is blackmailing you? Do you know do you know the experiences of Pastor Livingstone in this life? That one boy, because he's given a spokesperson, will come and insult somebody who is supposed to be his father. And after insulting him, you are telling the father to keep quiet. You're not telling the boy that you should mind himself. He has done wrong. The father respected you and gave you a letter. Please, let's discuss these issues of Biafra. You go all out to embarrass the man, disgrace him, and all of that. And you now want everybody, Azuka was saying, stop, Pastor Livingston, stop. Everybody was making him stop. And I was trying to tell him, please speak on. You know me, you tell me stop. All these things that are going on here, comments. I'm not looking at anything. I'm saying what I'm going to say. If you like, desert my broadcast anytime I come on. Anytime I come on, 1 or 2 people will still listen, and they will take the truth, and the truth will circulate. It will definitely go. Somebody said I should give them Biafra. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't you know how to get Biafra? So, when Pastor Livingston was defending that stuff, they told him to stop. Now, do you know that because of that message of Pastor Livingston, okay, that's past. That's even past. The currency thing now. When I now came online, when I now sent a message online that I am coming to expose Ngozi or Agweze and the people, because when when I told them why did they remove me from the advisory board, Mr. Emma told me, he said that I was not told when I was put in, and I cannot be told when I'm removed. I said, God, what kind of thing is this? Is this what we are doing in Biafra? I now said, okay. I now called him. I said, please, I want to know why you removed me. He said that's when he made that statement anyways. And so, and I said, okay, but now I am here. Even if you didn't tell me when you put me, let's just say you didn't tell me. I didn't know when you put me, because you cannot put somebody in the board without first discussing with them. And I said, even if, but now I'm here. So the right thing to do is that you will consult, we will discuss, you will call me to a meeting and say, this is what you did wrong. So we are removing you from this platform. They never called me because they know that what I did was right. I didn't want their face to be on the currency. They never called me for a meeting. They never did anything. Rather, they removed me. I now waited for 1 day, 2 days. He didn't. The second day, I kept sending him a message. He didn't respond. I now sent him a message. I said, since you don't want to tell me, because that day to end the call, he said, okay, I'll get back to the board and I'll come and give you feedback on why we removed you. And I said in my mind, oh, so you removed me and you didn't know why they removed me. You just on your own removed me. I said, okay. But of course, I know who he is. I know when he blackmailed Pastor Livingston to Simon. So I'm telling Simon that Pastor Livingston removed him from the think tank. Now look at it. Simon said he doesn't know about think tank. But Simon came to accuse Pastor Livingston in front of the autopilot media that Pastor Livingston removed Mr. Emma Maduabum from the think tank group. Why did he remove him? And Pastor Livingston said, I didn't remove him. He only went off by himself. And truly, the man went off by himself. But the man went to tell Simon that Pastor Livingston removed him. I begged this man for weeks. I was begging him, please come back. He was telling him that Pastor Livingston was too authoritative. I said, no, his voice is hard. That is him. He's a preacher. Like us, we are all hard people because we are preachers. That doesn't mean he's disrespectful. After all, we all do things. We all do things together. So I was wondering how he was faulting Pastor Livingston. But because now I came to understand that you always want to be in charge. These are people who want to, they are not the ones controlling, they don't want to. I saw it when I joined the advisory board. Just to sit on chair and roll yourself. I want to be in charge. That is what he wanted. So I said, oh, these are the kinds of people we have here. So now, when that stuff happened, Pastor Livingston told him that this is the issue. We cannot allow your face to be on a currency and all of that. He got angry and all of that. And then he now went on and went to blackmail us out there and started removing us and came all out to blackmail us. Now, when I wrote now on to the public, I said, I'm going to come to expose Ngozi Orabozi because I now got evidences that she's sponsoring Fulanese for this election that just finished. I also remember that when I sent a text to Mr. Emma, I sent him a text. I said, since you don't want to tell me why you removed me from the board, I will go on air and expose you people to Biafrans and tell Biafrans that this is the kind of Biafra you people want to build. He didn't respond. But as soon as I posted on air to say that I want to expose Ngozi Orabozi and her team, they started calling me from every corner. Calls were coming. Suddenly, that was when Azuka stood up and called Pastor Livingston. Pastor Livingston, please, you people should not go on air. Please, let's discuss. She now came to the meeting. She now said, what is the problem? We now told her, I said, we now told her, see, we have evidences of Ngozi being part of this and this, being part of the Nigeria stuff. She said she started talking, and well, at least we should have told her now. And I was telling myself, why should? Is it because you are with Umar that we should start telling you? But I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. But I'm telling you guys what I thought in my heart. But anyways, but there was no need for all of those arguments. I don't know why she felt that she's so important that we should now start reporting to her. We are reporting to the spokesperson because all Biafrans, unilaterally, we agree that this is going to be a spokesperson. Pro tempore spokesperson. That means interim, based on the fact that we're waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, when we did that, Azuka, when she now said, okay, she's going to go back and make him and discuss with Simon so that we can have a meeting with Simon. The next day, the next thing I saw that, and I had gone to sleep. The next thing I saw that, I heard in the morning when I woke up that she came again to have a meeting with them, and she started shouting on the men. These are men who can give birth to her and give birth to her children. Those elderly men. She came there and started shouting them. I am disappointed in all of you. Why do you this? And I told them when Gaddafi was there, because Gaddafi started playing the first guy, the investigator. He was the one who went to he took all the evidences of Ngozi and sent them on air, online, started sharing them. Gaddafi, he always wants to cash into any situation to front himself. Because as at that time, Simon have not been discussing with him or talking with him for a while. So he was looking for an opportunity to bring himself and to restore himself with Simon. You can hear him bragging on social media. My name is Gaddafi of Biafra. I am this. I am Simon's security person. But he went to tell somebody else that he's the second in command. That's another story for him. Let him come and debunk it, and I'll give him evidences of all of that. So now later they said Azuka is going to come back, and Prince was so angry. She came to talk to me like this. Prince can give birth to Azuka, give birth to her children. But she has seen Biafra restoration as a front to talk to Prince anyhow. So when they told me that in the morning, Gaddafi was there too. I told her that she's lucky that I was not in that meeting. She's lucky that I was not in that meeting. She came to shout on elders. She's lucky. But anyway, she now came the other time for the meeting. She now came calm, saucy, and started talking calm. I recorded the message. I recorded the meeting because I know she records meetings. So I started recording. She came to us. Do you know what she came to tell us? That she was going to make her investigation. She told us she was going to arrange meeting with Simon. She didn't tell us she was going to make investigations. She said she's going to make arrangement with Simon for a meeting with us. She now came and started telling us she has gone to make an investigation, that she talked with Ngozi, and Ngozi says it's not true. She's not a Nigeria agent. And so she's trying to come and tell us that Ngozi is not a Nigeria agent, that we should allow it be. Lord have mercy. I was so angry. I said, wait, you mean you went to discuss Ngozi? We discussed with Ngozi, and you came to tell us that this is what Ngozi said, and I think that it makes sense to you that we said she told you this thing, and you just take it, and you are coming to tell us here now, just to tell us that Ngozi says she's not a Nigerian, so we should just take it, and everybody just go. When we as a nation, we're supposed to raise a committee, fact-finding committee, to look into the matter with the evidences to prove if this person is a Nigeria agent. I said this is nonsense and very unacceptable. If she says I lie, I have the recording, and I'll play it to you guys. And along the line, when she saw that she couldn't get, and she was talking to subtly and with a saucy approach, and discovered that she has messed up, she quickly walked out of the. Every time she wants to walk out of a meeting, she wants to make you feel like she's very busy. I have another meeting too, and she walked away. Pastor Livingstone laughed. It's there. We recorded everything. I recorded. They didn't know I was recording anyways. I recorded because I know these guys are mafias, and if you don't follow mafias with that mentality of a mafia, they are going to mess you up. So I started following them like mafias because I've come to know that these people are mafias. Thank God for the natural gift to do this, because when you're following people, you have to understand their psyche to know what to do. So that was the end of communication. That was all. And that was how Simon came all out and started doing all of this child's play on social media. And that was when all of these things started. Now, I'm going to stop here for now. Ruby Nadi said Kelechi is not. Now, let me tell you about this Ruby Nadi. The day I told Pastor Victor that she said Simon has not changed because Kelechi is a liar. Let me talk about her. Ruby Nadi, the one that her name is there, Ruby Nadi. The day she was one of those who was calling me not to go on air. I didn't pick a call, because she's part of the advisory board. Now, the day I told them that the faces of the people, their faces cannot be on the currency, she called me. And she was asking, why am I objecting to that? I told her that it is not possible, that there are so many heroes, people who have died. And she said, she now started asking, because I sent some list of names to them, people who have paid sacrifice. These are the names of people who should be considered, not your faces. Do you know that somebody who is sitting on the advisory board was asking me questions? She was saying, who is Michael Opera? Who I gave the list of them. She was asking me the names of those people. That means somebody who sits on the advisory board doesn't even know names of people who have done great things in Biafra. Doesn't even know the details of people. She was asking me, who is this person? Who is that person? I was shocked. And I was explaining. Who is Mayrock and Bruce? And I was explaining. At a point, my data was off. And I sent you a message. I have the message. I can screenshot it and play it next time. I'm seeing her saying I'm a liar. I was screenshot it. I said, sorry, I'm sorry. My data finished when we're talking. She is on the board. But even one of them was saying that he doesn't even know who Michael Opera is. Somebody who is sitting on the advisory board of Biafra does not know who Michael Opera is. They were asking me, who is this person? Who is that person? There is internet. They cannot even go and browse. They want their faces to be on the currency. Do you know what currency means? Currency is the face of any nation's economy. It's a representation and a cynosure of an economy's value, the value of an economy. The value of every nation is on their currency. Just like their military, their strength is in their military. The value, their worth is in their currency. That is what she did. So she's here constituting nuisance. As they keep coming, I'll keep telling you about them. I'm ready for every one of them. Because this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's truth, I will preserve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's truth alongside with all my colleagues who believe in truth. Enough of this nonsense. We are not here to praise anybody. We are Republicans in nature. I was telling somebody the other time, I said, Wazirike came all out, and Nigeria government came all out and bribed him and took him away. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out. The people he was coming out for, the people he was coming out for were the ones who betrayed him. Simon Ekpa has come out, and now he's trying to, he's now showing us a negative sign, which means that we have been making huge mistakes. We give all our trust on people and we push them forward. Those ones who are corrupt will be sold out. Those ones who are arrogant and proud will misbehave. Those ones who are genuine will be sold by the people. So the best thing we're going to do now, the best way we're going to approach this Biafra thing is now we're going to operate like the natural thing we are, Republicans. Nobody will be a leader. You just have a structure, a committee. We make collective decisions. Different committees for different things, and then we have a central executive board. They make their observations, make their decisions, and send it to the colleagues. And then we'll deliberate on them, and we make a decision. And then we send somebody out there to talk to Biafrans. Not everybody. Anytime you see freedom fighters will come to social media and start dancing. Freedom fighters will come to social media, and every time you are tweeting, freedom fighter, a freedom fighter. How many times does Dr. Cho tweet? How many times does Dr. Cho tweet? Tell everybody how you go about begging for money. You are just an old woman who doesn't. You're not even an old woman. You don't even have value for what you said. So I go around begging. If I'm begging, okay, let me say yes, I beg. Haven't you begged before? Let's just say I beg. What if I begged you? What did I beg you for? Tell Biafrans what I begged you for. If you say I go around begging, tell them what I begged you for. Did I beg you to eat food? Tell them what I begged you for. Nonsense. Look at sometimes you think, look at the people who are on the advisory board. See what she's saying here. And she says she's on the advisory board. Empty vessels. When we have intellectuals all over the nations of the world who are even, when they talk to Simon will bluff them because he doesn't want competition. He is threatened by people's charisma and people's abilities. Now let me play this stuff, and then I'll play the voice of Simon talking to Shadow, and then that's where I'm going to stop this broadcast for now. Then I'll continue next time. Let him come out again. I'll continue for where I stopped. Tell them how much you contribute to Ruby said I should tell them how much I contributed. Let me tell you, Ruby, if you calculate the money I use in making broadcasts every month, it's over 100 and something thousand naira. Go and check it out. Getting information, broadcasting, subscribing, downloading videos, and trying to get information, 100 and some thousand. That's enough. That alone is enough for a sacrifice. So if you're saying how much I've contributed, why are you telling your governor in your state to give your account? How much have you given the governor? Illiterates. You just come and say anything you like. At your age, you don't even look at you constituting nuisance here. At your age, empty people, and they call themselves advisory board. What would they advise Simon? That's why Simon is making mistakes. Because we have empty vessels around him, and he decided he's so happy having empty vessels around him advising him. Why wouldn't he make mistakes? If they were true, wouldn't they have advised him not to come all out on social media to behave like this? Look at how Simon is constituting a nuisance on social media. Coming to play video, coming to play audio, coming to tell you we had a meeting. If we're having a meeting, why are you threatening about our meeting? We are having a meeting. Why didn't you play the voice of the meeting we had? We had a 3 hours plus meeting. Why did you play only that part you were playing where Chidozie was talking? Why didn't you play the audio from the beginning to the end? Let Biafrans know what we are discussing. Why did you come to play one part? The same way DOS was behaving when they were falling. They start cutting one side, just like when they said Simon said that Biafra is dead. They now cut that place. They now play it. Biafra is dead. They just showcase it and remove it. Play everything what the person said. Don't come and just tell them how much. Oh, please, I don't have time for these kinds of people. You know, tell the people the full. Play the video. You came yesterday to play video. I mean the audio of a meeting. You say you have spies everywhere. Play the audio from the beginning to the end. Let the people know what is in the audio, what we are discussing. If you think that we're sabotaging, what we're doing is a sabotage. Play the audio from the beginning to the ending. Don't play one part and tell us that these people it's about money. You see, yes. And the funny thing is that when he's speaking, he wants to talk over the voice because he knows what we were saying. We were talking about Shadow. Shadow has been threatened by him. He told Shadow to be ready for what is coming. And Shadow is in a vulnerable situation. He threatened him. I'll play the voice here. And now we are saying, okay, we're going to send money to Shadow. That was the voice you heard from Chidozie. We need to send money to Shadow to protect himself. And you're coming to play that audio. You are not telling him. Play the whole stuff. I don't expect, of course, I expect to have more enemies now. Those who thought that Biafra struggle is all about coming to tell you what you like. Tell you sweet things. Oh, Mazi Kelechi, you are wonderful. What a wonderful broadcast. I am not here for that. I'm come like Christ did. I've come that they might have life. And I've come to set, Jesus said, I've come to set enmity. You know what? Truth always sets enmity. When you are truthful, you will have many enemies. So I don't blame those. We have lots of people posting, saying some of things here. And if you say I collected money, bring an evidence. Bring an evidence. But I will keep preaching the truth. And you will keep listening to the truth. You don't have any choice. Because it is only truth that will bring Biafra. Now I'll play this Mazin Americanus voice briefly. And I'm going to play the audio that Simon said those things.
I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and the integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And
oh my god, no sound. Oh no, okay. Somebody was asking what I am doing, what I do. I am into civil mast building of telecommunication masts. I am also into motivational speaking. I run NGO. I have company in the zoo, and I have an NGO in the zoo when I was there before I left there. And I've done lots of things. If you want to know what my NGO has done, go to my Facebook page. You will see. Check 14th of March 2020. You are going to see the program I did at Nikon Luxury Hotel in Abuja. And I paid from my money, had earned millions to run that program. Go and ask how much to hire a major hall in Nikon Luxury Hotel in Abuja. They will tell you. Go and ask how much I paid for that hall. Go and check out the people I invited. I'm going to see whether I'm going to get one of my documents where the brochure of the program. I'm going to showcase it to you here, where the president, the so-called Aso Rock man, Buhari, was invited, and his personal assistant came for that program. So if you're asking what I'm doing, go back and check. I write screenplays, movie scripts. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker. I'm a musician. I've trained so many music, so many churches, choirs and all of that, including BAM. If you know BAM in Surulere, the Anglican church, the BAM. If those of you who are in Surulere, ask there. I've trained their choir for 3 months, and I've done lots of things with many ministries. In 2005, I was one of the coordinators for Benny Hinn's crusade in the zoo. One of the music coordinators. If you know people like Joe too, if you know people like Pastor Sammy and all of this, if you know people like Tim Godfrey and all of that, these are people that listen. Even in 2006 in Reinhard Bonnke's program, I was the vice chairman to the music committee. So I'm not coming here. My face is open. People who know me know me. So if you are coming to here, ask me, who am I and what are you? I've done lots of work. I've managed NGOs before I opened my NGO in 2009. So if you are here talking nonsense and you think that talking nonsense will help you and give you Biafra, you are just a shame and disgrace to yourself. I'm going to play the voice of Simon talking to Shadow and telling him that if he doesn't bring the equipment, the Shadow he said yesterday that he doesn't know. I'm going to play the voice that he told Biafrans. He says he's a truthful person. He's standing on truth. But he told Biafrans yesterday he doesn't know Shadow. But he told Shadow in a private meeting with the commanders, because after we held meetings with the commanders, he decided that was for the first time he decided to call commanders meeting because he was threatened. Now listen.
Something like that. So I decided to join to know if commanders are there that I need to be there also. So I came in and I saw some.
This is Holy Ghost talking.
Because I did not talk until other people started talking about because what they were asking was how have we been, how is the movement in our various camps? So, and everybody were like telling what some of the things.
I'm not begging you to trust me. I don't even need your trust, Florence.
Those things we lack that you are not getting. So that's the major thing.
Ruby says she has given me money.
And they said that this meeting that they are going to.
Why not bring the evidence, Ruby? You are just ashamed to yourself.
They said that they are fact-finding panel. They said they are going to communicate you the things they have found out, so that you people are going to look into it, that they are working with you. So that's the reason why I attended the meeting. And for the screenshot you told me to make, my phone went off immediately after the meeting, and I was using a small phone to communicate because two of my squad went to movement yesterday, and I have casualties, which I reported to you around 12 a.m. So because that was when I owned my phone when they were.
This is Shadow talking. Telling him, giving him reports. The Shadow, he said he doesn't know. Giving him reports of the assignment. Listen.
About the incidents. So I had to report it. The phone was about 2 minutes. He charged 2%. I had to send the message to you and off it immediately. So since that time till now, so I've been on calls. 2 of my men have been deposited in the mortuary this morning. So I have not.
The next day after our meeting, Shadow is telling him that 2 of his men were killed because of the assignment he gave to Shadow to carry out. 2 of his men were killed and have been deposited in the mortuary. That's what he's telling Simon here. Now listen.
Myself, I just decided to squeeze out this very time to attend this very meeting because I also got the message for this meeting today. So that's just what happened, and I'm still having some calls with me now. I'm just trying to speak because most of the people that fell, their people have not known.
You say how are we sure it's Shadow? You will hear Simon himself mention his name, Shadow. So just be patient. That's why you people are dumb, because you don't listen. You just go into conclusions. Ruby's here. You know, when people are guilty, they go around trying to blackmail and all of that. Ruby says she has given me money. I don't know why she's coming to say it. and she has not actually given anybody the receipt of the money she sent to me. But she's here telling everybody that she has given money. I should swear, if I have not collected money, I will die. I will do this. And I know that that curse will go back to you, Ruby, because I'm going to say I will disappear after 4 weeks. Now you they make people disappear. Now you they make people disappear. Kelechi, you have only 4 weeks and to gossip after you disappear. You're just somebody who is troubled. You are very troubled. So Ruby, I challenge you to bring the receipt of the money you gave to me. So listen, you will call the name Shadow. Listen.
I'm trying to find a way to talk to them, of which some of them I have sent people to.
Somebody says he didn't mention Shadow yesterday. I'm going to play another audio where you heard him mention Shadow. So hold on, calm down.
Places because we have 4 casualties anyway, but 2 later gave up, and the 2 are in the clinic now. They are receiving some treatment. So that's what. Thank you.
Shadow. You know.
Did you hear that? Shadow from Simon.
It's not the first time we did this, and how we are going to handle this issue is something that is in my mind.
Okay, somebody said I should roll the audio without interrupting. I should roll the audio without interrupting. Okay, let me take it back a bit so that you can hear something. He's telling Simon that his two of his men, that same day he came for that meeting, were killed, and they are in the mortuary. Simon never attended to that issue. Simon was concerned about the equipment he was holding. Now listen, I'll roll it back a bit and you listen.
Has been deposited in the mortuary this month. My phone went off immediately after the meeting, and I was using a small phone to communicate because 2 of my squad went to movement yesterday, and I have casualties, which I reported to you around 12 a.m. So because that was when I owned my phone when they were telling me about the incidents, so I had to report it. I owned it. The phone was about 2 minutes. It charged 2%. I had to send the message to you and off it immediately. So since that time till now, so I've been on calls. 2 of my men have been deposited in the mortuary this morning. So I have not been myself. I just decided to squeeze out this very time to attend this very meeting because I also got the message for this meeting today. So that's just what happened, and I'm still having some calls with me now. I'm just trying to speak because most of the people that fell, their people have not known. So we are trying to find a way to talk to them, of which some of them I have sent people to different places because we have 4 casualties anyway, but 2 later gave up, and the 2 are in the clinic now. They are receiving some treatment. So that's what. Thank you.
Shadow. You know, this is not the first time we did this, and how we are going to handle this issue is something that is in my mind and is something that is in my heart. I've given directive to Holy Ghost here to come and pick the 2 equipment that's with you. We paid for a few weeks ago because they need it to work. So when he comes to pick it, just please give it to him. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I have a problem with that because I told you that I want to deliver a work with it before.
And I'm telling you now that work should be put on hold. There is another emergency work that is needed for, and that's a command. So you should put on hold that work that you want to go should be put on hold. And after this work, we can talk about that.
Sir, it will be difficult for me. I will not lie to you. It will be difficult for me because
what is going to be difficult to you?
Not to deliver that very work because I have made a huge.
And I'm telling you, I am the one. Listen to me. Don't let me angry, please. You know you have been doing this for a very long time. I am the one who gave you that command, right? And I'm telling you now that particular work must be put on hold until this one finishes. There shouldn't be any question there. I gave you that command. And I'm telling you now that command is now suspended.
It will be difficult for me, sir.
If you go against this command, listen to me, Shadow. If you go against this command, I hope you are ready to take what is coming with you. Because I am making this publicly here in front of every commander here. I gave you a command, and I'm telling you now that that command is suspended, and there is RPG with you, and there is GMPG with you, which will pay for fully, and it is with you. And I want Holy Ghost to go and collect that thing, because there is a job that is needed for. After that job, you can talk about your own job. That if I have to give that job, that is a very clear command. So if you want to disobey that command, you can disobey it. I just want to make it very clear now in front of everybody, so that it's not going to be, if you are saying you are not going to do it, everybody will listen to it here. So I have given your number to Holy Ghost, and Holy Ghost will communicate with you, and facilitate how to collect it. And so those are Holy Ghost will communicate with you. Is that clear? Is that?
Okay, I've heard you, sir.
Thank you.
I've heard you. This very thing,
Please, I don't want any explanation. You have explained your own part. I don't even want to make it to be a judge. I'm not a judge here. Okay? Don't explain anything. What we are here now is the way forward. And if you want to continue to be part of us, remember that I have given an instruction now. Everybody will go to Buduzo.
okay.
Yes. All right, Chikodi. The next thing is yes. So the next thing is this demonstration. And then also, how many people here have not received feeding? How many commands here have not received feeding?
Now, after that our meeting, the next day he started calling the commanders and asking them how many of them are not having feeding. But he told Shadow here that if you don't obey the command, you know what is coming. Get ready for what is coming. And he threatened him here. And he didn't discuss about the men who have died. He didn't talk about whatever. That's your business. If men are dead, that's your business. And as usual, that's how men are dying. They're not saying anything. He's concerned about RPG and co. He's not concerned about the man whose life is in danger and the men who have died. Now let me play another voice. Yesterday, when he said he doesn't know Shadow, you will hear the voice of the one he was playing, the audio he was playing, and trying to rubbish what we did, the discussions we were having, trying to contribute money to this Shadow. Now is being threatened, so we're trying to contribute money to see that we can protect him. He came all out here and started playing a part of the audio without playing the full audio. He was playing a part of the audio to make you believe that we are ganging up to raise money, and all we're concerned is about money for Shadow, or we are too money conscious. He was giving you an impression. He didn't tell you. He didn't play everything for us to say, for everybody to hear what happened from the beginning of the meeting to the end, to know what we're talking about. He only gave you an impression about money. And so I'm going to be playing the second where he now said that he doesn't know Shadow. Listen towards the end, you'll hear it. Uh, 1 minute. One moment, please. I think the thing is hanging, so let me. What's going on? It's hanging, please. Suddenly, it seems the demons are fighting the phone now. They are fighting. Don't worry, I'm going to play it and you're going to hear it. Where he said he doesn't know Shadow. If you didn't get that, you can go to yesterday's broadcast. You can get it clear there. Let me switch off and switch on again to see that. Suddenly my phone is hanging. Doesn't happen. It's unusual. It's unusual. Suddenly it's hanging. Even to switch off, it's hanging. Okay, let me see. I'm going to switch off, maybe forcefully. So now he says he doesn't know Shadow, but here it is. He's calling the name Shadow, and he says, bring those equipment, whether your men are dead or not, that's your business, but bring the equipment, and that's my own business to bring the equipment. So now I'll play it. I'm just waiting for the phone. I don't know how come this has not happened to the phone before. Now you hear it. You heard it. Yesterday he said he doesn't know Shadow, but here you can hear him threatening the same Shadow, and said that he gave him money, he sent him on an errand, and all of that. Your phone too must disappoint you. Somebody said my phone must disappoint me. So now you hear that, of course, live. So it is not me that said it. He's the one who said it. So let me play it.
Let's see how the reasonable people are going to live after playing their voice this evening. But go with the practical man. He will finish himself with his own mouth. All right. Let's not worry about what gets to him and what he goes and puts on it. No. Anybody will want to talk, then they go talk. All right. But we need to move ahead. We still have to discuss what we're discussing. We still have to discuss issue of fundraising. Pastor Livingston spoke about the meeting. Another meeting during the day. Okay. We've spoken about his fundraiser, so we can do some things on the platform. All right. Since everybody will go the platform, unless you guys plan on inviting more people, I think people should just make their pledges right here. Okay. Now what's the pledges? Type what you can and then contribute. And once everybody types what they can contribute, we'll collect the money and I'll send it to Shadow. But they will collect the money.
Listen.
I don't know who is Shadow.
Did you hear that?
They will collect the money and they will send it to Shadow. Are you hearing that?
Listen again.
They will collect the money. I don't know who is Shadow.
Did you hear that?
They will collect the money and they will send it to Shadow. Are you hearing that? All right.
I don't know who is Shadow, a transparent leader who has been claiming to be truthful, telling you that he doesn't know who Shadow is, and the same Shadow he has been talking against. Now I'm going to end this broadcast here because I still have a lot to talk. I'll keep talking about this because since he wants us to come on social media to talk and keep talking, let them keep bringing their evidences and I'll keep talking. I've told you that in my role in Biafra movement is to speak the gospel. If you remember when we started this platform, I told you people, this platform is hallowed. Prince have said it several times too. Hallowed platform. Anybody who comes here says it because we stand on the truth. And I want to advise every Biafran, if you think that you are going to continue in lies and self-deceit, don't seek for Biafra. Just stay in Nigeria. You don't need to fight for Biafra. You don't need to fight for Biafra. Just let Fulani be out, because if we get Biafra in this kind of spirit, this criminality, this spirit of criminality, for God's sake, you are gone. You are gone. So if you think that your conscience is clear and you can go to sleep, sin corruption, sin evil, and you cannot speak up, rather you fight those who are speaking truth, just like the fourth Christ when he was speaking truth, then you have gone to the point of what is written in Romans chapter 1 verse 28, a reprobate mind. You do things that are not convenient, things that are stupid. And I want to tell you that for me and for every true lover of truth, I will stand for the truth always. We're going to be having a Twitter space on Sunday, this Sunday, the 19th. And of course, you will see that the coming sit at home or total lockdown, you will see that people will still go vote. Just watch. Because they don't have what it takes to enforce it. Nothing on ground. Nothing on ground. That is why we must start well now. We must begin to do what we have to do. I don't care. I don't want to be in any committee. I don't want to be part of anything. I've been serving all this while and broadcasting, doing my broadcast. I've been giving my intellectual, ideas and all of that. I've never charged anybody. Nobody has paid me money for anything. If they say they have paid me and they sent me abroad with their money, or they say I'm in Ghana, let them bring the proof that they sent me money and they gave me money to travel to Ghana. Let them bring proof of the funds they gave to me, and then let's talk from there. I just want them to bring the proof. And people like Ugo, who have opened 2 accounts to get you, so that you can be having more viewers, so that you can be helping it to get money every month for, you know, from YouTube. As a business. Austin FX, you say, what do you intend to gain? Honestly, my brother, I'll tell you the truth. There's nothing we are going to gain by all of these if we stand on the truth. And that is why we were telling Simon to come to discuss. But Simon decided to come all out to embarrass men who are older than him, and men he doesn't know how they have built their reputation over the years. I'm far older than Simon. I keep saying it. I've said it the 3rd time now. Far older. Far older. I'm on my late 40s. So I'm far older. If I mean late 40s, I mean late 40s. So I'm far older than him, so I can be his older brother. So for the fact that I call him sir doesn't mean he will come. Reputation I built in my ministry all these years, and in my business and everything, he will come and rubbish me in public, and you want me to be quiet. My brother Austin, it doesn't work that way. If you call somebody for a meeting who claims to be a leader and he does not display the characteristic of a leader, he doesn't want that position. And what you have to do is to take action. I told you when I began that Boris Johnson was removed from office, not because he stole state funds, but because they said he was not truthful about somebody who was appointed to be in his cabinet or something, who actually did something, and he knew about what the person did wrong one time, or whether the person told lies or something. He still appointed the person. And also about a party he attended during COVID. That was why Boris Johnson was removed, not because Boris Johnson stole money. And that's the whole of Britain, in spite of how he is loved everywhere. That is a society of normal people. Now look at our society. You think we're ready for Biafra? Look at the messages that are coming. You think I care about your messages? You're just writing, I don't care. I don't care about you. What are you? Somebody said I'm not Biafra. And so I've told you that even if I'm not Biafra, the man who set himself ablaze, what's his name now? Mayrock Bruce. He is not a Biafran. He has not been to Biafra land before. In 1978, is it August 5th also? I've forgotten when. He set himself ablaze in front of the British embassy. He burnt himself to death because he said that the British are killing the Biafrans. He died because they were killing the Biafrans. He wasn't a Biafran. He's from Colombia. Colombia. He's not even from Africa. Colombia. He killed himself because he was angry that the British were killing the Biafrans. So if you see me here, tell you the truth, and you think that I have come to this mission, Jesus said I didn't come. He said, who are my brothers and my sisters? Go and tell my brothers and my sisters are those who hear my words and do the words of the Father. So if you said you love me, if you love me, Mazi Kelechi, I didn't know you are this. Oh, I didn't know. I used to love you. If you love me because I keep telling you what you want to hear, then you don't love me. It is when I tell you the truth and you now still can say I love you, that is when your love is true. Just like somebody who is in a relationship, every time they buy you ice cream, every time the guy buy you chewing gum, they call it chewing gum. The guy buy you chewing gum. They buy you burger. Pizza. Oh, he's a lovely guy. I love him so much. I love you so much. The day the guy money finish, and the day nothing they come, rather the girl have to be spending on the guy, and she can still look at the guy and say I love you. That's when you know that she actually loves him. So on this note, I'm going to tell you, I'll keep standing for the truth. Tomorrow we're going to have a joint broadcast. I know Simon will rush out as a boy he is, and as a child he is. He will rush out to broadcast again and play other audios. And as he plays also, we will rush out and join him and play the Papangolo together. Since it has come, Biafra struggle has become Papangolo. No tangible thing to tell Biafrans again. It's just to come to social media and talk nonsense. Like children. Biafra, how many times did you see Mazi Nnamdi, in spite of how Uche Mefo was firing the guy? How many times did you see Mazi Nnamdi come all out to talk about anybody on social media or during his broadcast? Mazin Namdekanu, these are the leaders we need. I miss him so much. And I pray for him. He will come out. God will make him come out. That's what I'm praying. Lord, please send us Mazin Namdekanu. That's the person we need. Because all these people cannot lead us. They cannot lead us into Biafra. So if you say I'm not a Biafran, you say I should speak Igbo. Why should I speak Igbo? Because of you? Why should I speak Igbo because of you, for God's sake? If you say I'm not Biafran, that's your business. Somebody killed himself because of Biafra. So if I'm not Biafran, it's even better for me to stand courageously like this to talk about Biafrans. Means that I'm a patriot and I love humanity. That means I love humanity. I left my own nation if you say I'm not a Biafran. And why are you extending it? You say maximum 3 months, you will be forgotten. Why? You said 3 weeks before, now you say 4 weeks, now you say 3 months. Why are you guys extending this thing? You guys should make it 2 days so that I'll be gone. Yes, I agree, I'm a thief. I have stolen your property, your wife. Ben, I think I came to steal your property. Kelechi is not an Igbo man. And so, if I'm not an Igbo man, and so, in fact, I'm even happy not to be an Igbo man, fighting for you, idiot, who don't know that you are supposed to be free. Is it not even better that I'm fighting for you? And you that is in the trouble, you don't want to be saved. And I'm not part of you who is in the trouble. I'm not an Igbo man, for instance. And according to you, I'm in Ghana, and I'm fighting for you. And you that I'm fighting for, your eyes is blind to the fact that somebody is trying to save you or to fight for you to be saved, because I don't save people. Is it not a shame on you? Do you know what they call FIE? F-I-E, FIE, shame. Shame on you that you don't know that you are bound, you are in bondage. You talk about Fulani, you talk about all of that, and you still want to carry that same criminality to a nation you say is yours. Let's just say I'm not a Biafran. Okay, you're a Biafran. Now I'm speaking against that criminality that will destroy you in Biafra. And you are saying that, don't talk about it. You are not part of my nation. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about my nation. You don't talk about my nation. I want to remain in bondage. I want to be a criminal. Leave us. Let's all continue to be criminals, because it is about Azuka and Simon. Now, Simon, all this dancing you are dancing in the public is unnecessary. The issue here is tell Azuka to come and give Biafrans record of the funds. As simple as that. All this dancing, putting yourself in all this childish operation because you want to protect Azuka will not pay you. It will not pay you. It won't pay you. I advise you like an older brother, Simon. I advise you like an older brother. It won't pay you. Dancing around like this won't pay you. Just tell Azuka to give account. You don't need to. All these things, that even shows us that something is wrong somewhere. Because if we are telling you somebody to come and give account, and you are now coming all out to try to embarrass or blackmail the people, there's no blackmail you give about me that will shake me or any of us. We are immune to blackmails. That's what we came prepared for this thing now. We came prepared for our freedom. Biafra does not belong to you. Because we made you a spokesperson doesn't mean that you now begin to determine. You are a spokesperson. Do you know what it means to be a spokesperson? In the first place, we made you a spokesperson. The spokesperson means that you speak on behalf of the people. So coming to say that they are holding meetings, why are you threatening about the meeting? Why, if you are busy about Biafra, you will not even come and take audio and start playing. You will focus on your freedom. If you know you have something to offer, focus on that and give to the people. Focus on the freedom and give to show the people that you have what it to offer. I have challenged you today that your plan of 150 days was not real. So prove to the people now that it was real and give us the blueprint. Stop prognosing into the people that you have claimed you have sacked. You have sacked them. Why are you bothering them? You sacked them. Why are you bothering them if they are not a threat to your lives? Leave them alone. Let them continue doing what they are doing. Mazin Namdekanu said anybody can do anything they want to do. Anybody could do what they want to do. Everybody is permitted to do what they want to do as long as it will bring Biafra. Now we want to do our own and see that we bring Biafra from our point. Concentrate on your own. Stop talking about us. Concentrate. Simon, you have the roadmap to Biafra. Concentrate with your daft committee that cannot even advise you that what you are doing now is childish. Concentrate with them. Get your Biafra. We will stay where we are. Stop looking for who you are going to bribe to come and give you information from our midst. Because even no matter what they give to you, we are on the path of truth. There's nothing to hide. We're not hiding anything. If you want to blackmail us, bring out from that audio they gave to you where we spoke against Biafra or even against you. You that is coming to blackmail us with one part, they say we want to contribute money. Play the whole and let's see whether anybody will say in that audio that we spoke against you. There we were even saying we want to help you. We should even allow you do what you are doing. Let's do our own. These men are not taken care of. Let's raise funds on our own and take care of these men. We are putting things in place to make sure that all these are men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took through pain, suffered for, and because of that, he's in the dungeon. All these men will be taken care of. That is our intention. So leave our meeting alone. Concentrate on your freedom that you say, that 150 days you counted for people, that you say you will bring Biafra. Concentrate on the 150 days, for God's sake, Simon. If you are busy, concentrate on the 150 days and leave those who are doing their own thing, whom you claim to have sacked, because you don't have any power to sack anybody. You don't have the power, Simon. DOS sacked you. We told DOS that they cannot sack you because they don't have the power. That is why you are still here doing what you're doing. Now, you cannot come and do the same thing DOS is doing. And the names that you're calling on media, we are telling you that you're going on the wrong path. See how you circulated Papa Ijima's face everywhere. The man who is standing on the truth. Because they stand on the truth. When he was speaking things you like, you were playing his audio everywhere. When he now begins to speak the truth, telling you, Simon, this is going wrong, you now begin to publish his face everywhere. If somebody kills him now, with all of this stuff now, is it not going to be on your head? You just endanger people's lives. Look at our men in the bushes, no tools. You are bragging on social media, making the Nigerian military go to our land to kill our people. Killing our men. You heard it, Shadow said it here. 2 of his men died the next day after our meeting that Simon now constituted a meeting for the first time. Because he saw that we have constituted a meeting. The meeting we are calling him to come into. We told him, Simon, come into this meeting. Now he's telling you people that he actually he saw the letter, but he didn't bother to read it. Can you imagine a leader talking like this? You said you're a leader. You said you saw a letter inviting you for a meeting. You said you didn't read it, but the same letter, your so-called member of the advisory board told Madam Ifi that Simon saw the letter and all of that. So that means we sent you a letter. You went to meet the same advisory board, and they told you not to respond. So how are they advising you right? Don't you see that you are just operating in the same way Jeroboam, or is it Rehoboam or Jeroboam, operated when Solomon died? The elders were advising him. He discarded the elders. He went to the young men, those who are his age mates, those who cannot even who don't know their left from the right. They advised him. He said, yes, this is the one I'm going to take. That was how Israel was divided. Go and read the book of Second Samuel and Second Kings. Second Kings, yes. How Israel was divided. Is it Second Kings or First Kings? I can't remember now. Sorry about that. But go and check it out. That is how we had the nation to your tents, O Israel. Judah went away and the rest of Israel went away. That was what caused it, because of a foolish leader who didn't listen to advice. Now, elders are advising you. You are coming to insult them, calling them criminals and idiots. Do you know how we build our reputation? Did you take us to school? Did you train any of us in school? Did you sponsor any of us in school? Have you ever given us money to eat? You're coming to call elders, people who are older than you, because you're a spokesperson. You're calling them idiots on social media, people who can give birth to you. At least, even if I can give birth to you, at least those men, those elders can give birth to you. Pastor Livingstone can give birth to you. Prince can give birth to you. The other woman can give birth to you. You're coming to call them idiots on social media because you are giving arrogance and pride. And I'm going to speak the truth to you. Just like John the Baptist spoke truth to authority, even if he was cast to jail. I am the voice crying in the wilderness this time. I'm going to tell you the truth as it is. Let it pain anybody. Let it pain anybody. You are calling men, elders. Azuka came to shout on them in the meeting. I'm telling her, yeah, she's just lucky I was not in that meeting. Come to shout on men. How old is she? Shouting on people who can give birth to her and give birth to her children. You people are the ones who always make us want to talk about age, because age is not supposed to be the issue. Age is not supposed to be the issue. But the fact that you are misbehaving, we are going to remind you of your foolishness, because you don't insult elders. You can't come online, Simon, to tell elders that those idiots. For God's sake, who are you? Because Mazi Nnamdi called your name and said we should listen to you. You now have become somebody so super. You have become an emperor. Biafra does not belong to you. Biafra belongs to us all. Biafra belongs to us all. So I'm telling you, face your own path. Do what you are doing. Leave our meetings alone. Don't poke nose. Don't gossip. Focus on your 150 days that has ended and give results to your people. Don't distract them with all of these things you are doing. Don't distract them with all of these things you're doing. I don't have time for all these guys who came, Parawa and all of this. Those guys are inconsequential to me. I don't have time to come and start dissecting what they're doing. But I'm talking to you, Simon, because I know you are the one every Biafran is looking up to. I was even looking up to you one time, but I discovered that you are a child. You have a small mind. You are not qualified for the position. You got a position that was bigger than you, and so it entered your head, and you started abusing it. That's what happened to you. But I still pray for you that God will help you, so you can come back to your senses. Maybe it's a spell. I don't know. People have been talking about spell. I tell them, leave those things. But I'll talk to you like a brother, as an older brother. Just go back. And those of you who are talking rubbish here, just go back, listen to the audio again, and my advice as an elder to him, as I advise him. Because anybody who thinks that he has now become too big, bigger than his brother, his older brother, and because he's in a position or then you know that his time for downfall has begun. So those of you saying that it's in 2 weeks and in 3 weeks, keep counting the days and in 3 weeks and 2 weeks, and all of that. And then keep counting the days for me when I'll be gone. But as much as God lives, and as long as the spirit of Biafra is here, and as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been able to build us and train us well, and give us the spirit of truth, I will stand on that and I will not betray him. If Simon decides to recover today and become okay, he asking me how old am I? If Simon decides to become okay today, oh my God, I will embrace him like a brother and I will support him as I've always done. But I cannot come all out all these months supporting a fundraising that the money is entering one man's account and the wife is controlling the money. And Simon is telling us that he's not part of the account. And later he tells us that he knows what is going in the account and Azuka is answerable to him. If Azuka is answerable to you, it means that you are not answerable to anybody. And any leader that is not answerable to anybody, that person is corrupt. It's as simple as that. So if you are saying Azuka is answerable to you, it's an insult on Biafrans. You call Biafrans to come and contribute. You now tell them that they cannot know what is going on in the account, that Azuka should answer to you. Even a nation, even as corrupt as the zoo is, they have the auditor's office, the auditor general's office that audits the account of departments. As corrupt as Nigeria, the Nigeria you want to live, that we want to live. Those of you who say I'm not Biafran, the Nigeria you guys want to live, as corrupt as they are, they give account. The auditor general takes account. Even if they manipulate it, they give account. Now, the person who is fighting this accountability, Simon himself, refusing Azuka to give account, is living in Finland that is very accountable, that they hold accountability to the highest extent. He is fighting for freedom, saying he wants to get the system of Finland into Biafra. And yet, in this early stage, he doesn't want accountability. Chichi, I don't know what is wrong with this Chichi. How many times will I answer that question? How much have you contributed to your governor? I'll give you that answer, Chichi. How much have you contributed to the governor of your state that you are telling him to be accountable to you? How much did you give Buhari that you're telling him is corrupt? Chichi, how much did you give Buhari that you are saying that he's corrupt? That's the answer to your question. So, Simon, no need to dance around the bush. Tell Azuka, Biafrans want to know what is happening to their funds. As simple as that. Everything ends. If we are wrong, we will apologize. We'll tell you we're sorry for accusing you wrongly. And we will support you. I've always supported you now. You know I support you and love you very well. Simon, you know that one. You know that very well. I support and love you. But when you go wrong, I'll tell you. And if you see me as your enemy, anybody who sees me as their enemy, that's their business. I didn't come to make super chat or get on YouTube. I came to I know what to do to make money. I know how to make money. So I don't need to come here to buy your favor, just like people like Ugo 247 come to talk. You go here, collect money, you go here, collect money, you go here, collect money. You collect money here. Look at Pastor Emeka. He is this, him be that. No, we don't want such kinds of people. Haven't you seen my face before, Samuel? I don't need to remove my face cap because you said it. I don't remove my face cap because you said it. My face always comes out. I bring it out every time. So my style is my style. Don't tell me what to do, right? All you need tweets here. I love your comments because it tells me the level of reasoning and how you guys reason. So it's good to have such kinds of mental, so that we know this extent of work we need to do, the damage that Nigeria has done to the minds of our people, and the extent of work we need to do on our people. Now we know that we have much work to do on our people. You know, we know that we have much work to do on our people. Many of our people have been damaged. and that's why they talk the way they talk. So, but God will help us anyways. Biafra will come, and we're going to get our freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be out. God will protect him. Nobody can do him anything. And we're going to get our freedom. So, for those who stand on the truth, I salute you all. We will continue in this regard. Simon, concentrate on your fighting for freedom. Leave us to do what we are doing and see how we're going to fight for freedom. Those who think that they can still go to still contributing their monies into Azuka's account, say they are contributing their money to ESN. You are putting your money, and ESN is crying. You heard all these guys crying, and they came to us. You saw the pictures they gave you on social media. You see, most of them are commanders. So that tells you that that money you're contributing is not going to them. But if you say you are so stupid, just like they did in Madam Oyibo time, they were still contributing. If you say you are so stupid, you want to still keep giving them money to fund their militia and kill our men and cause division in their midst to kill themselves, continue. But those who have wisdom, let them that have ears hear what the Spirit says. Thank you so much, all. I love you all, including those enemies and including those ones who are talking rubbish here, including Ruby and all of them. I love them all, but I hate their attitude and I hate your behavior, and I can never stand that and all of that. So, all of you, I salute you. Both the true people, those who have been brainwashed, those who are just zombies, follow me, just take me, robots and all of that. Those who cannot stand on the truth, who are two-faced. You know, like those people in the autopilot media, those two-faced, when they come to meeting, hey, we are doing it, especially Ugo. We are going to do this. We must do this, and all this kind of thing where they happen. And then when the people appear, you see, we have to. You see, no, I don't operate that way. I tell you how it is. And if you cannot love me for saying the truth, at least future history is having the records now and can tell that I stand for the truth. I'll come your way again tomorrow. I'm going to have some of my comrades here who are of truth. They're going to join me here, and by 4 p.m. Biafra time. And we're going to be talking extensively again more. And then when I have my other time, I'm going to also stay and give you more details about all of this stuff until I see that he's now concentrating on his 150 days. Then I will now say, okay, good. Now let's all face it. Or those who want to follow him and do that criminality and they don't want records, they don't want anybody to give records on their accounts, you can follow him. Those who want to give records, our strategy, we are planning very well to make sure that we take care of our men and we're not hiding it. It's our responsibility to do so. Since we have talked to him, he refused to come for a meeting. And anyways, I want to tell you people that we are setting up a panel, and that panel will be unleashed. Will be inaugurated soon. That panel will not involve us. Independent Biafrans from all different parts of the world, from great people who are not part of all this rubbish. Let them come and probe. Let them investigate me. Let them investigate him. And let's know who is saying the truth. Let them investigate Azuka and all of those criminals. Then let them also come and investigate us and ask us questions. And then they will draw a conclusion. And then we will now know who is a criminal and who is not a criminal. So that panel will be raised. And of course, if you have any question and answer, any question at all you want to ask, come on Twitter space Kelechi Ambrose on Monday. On Sunday. I always say Monday. On Sunday by 4 p.m. Biafra time. And then you can ask those questions. And then we can do some things. How do you think this new group will not have problems? Well, my brother Friday, that is how we operate. We keep doing what we're doing. We anticipate that things will go well. That's why we keep checking things. Of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he started, he had people who started with him, but some people fell on the wayside. So when you start a thing, you don't think of the problems that will come. Just follow them as they come and face the challenges and deal with them. That's how it is. Because if you need to think of, hey, won't there be a problem tomorrow? You might not start anything. So that is how it is. So we pray also, God help Simon to come back to, if he's juju. If not juju, then he's Holam. We pray that God will help him and all of that. And if it's not, we pray that they come to the right mind, and we now sit down and he knows the right thing to do. Come and let's sit down and let's discuss. But for now, we'll continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And for always, even when we settle, we'll keep speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. And anytime criminality comes up, I, Kelechi Ambrose, will come and speak about it. I'm not hiding it. I'm not going to hide it and all of that. So thank you all. I appreciate you all wherever you are. God bless you. Very good.